Create another video? Part 2? Okay, you got it. Greetings and welcome back, y'all. This will be part 2 in the Beginner's Guide series, and I'll take you through the next steps as we go through, as requested. So, thank you for the request, and I'll be happy to honor that. First and foremost, you're going to notice some differences here. Obviously, our character has different things on. I decided, well, I forgot to save my game after I did all the things and all the changes. So you're going to see my character looks a little different. I went through and looked at my video and made sure I had roughly the same stuff. But I will say that that's not going to look exactly like where we were at, sad to say. Alright, but first off, what do we need to do? What should we do with now the new season being here and us being still in our village of Sogi? What's next? How do we really take this and continue onward? Well, first and foremost, let's make sure we have jobs that are worth having in our village. I want to suggest that early in the game, you want to have a couple woodcutters huts going, because you're going to want to build a lot of things, and you're going to want the logs to do it. So I suggest very much so that our first bits of things that we want to accomplish are right here, getting workstations that are worth having our characters work at. As always, whenever you build one of these, you want to have 2 workstations. Now, why am I saying that this is worth doing? Well, after we finish those projects, I noticed that I've got a whole lot of options for what I can do, but honestly, I don't need a lot more grass. I still do need a decent amount of grass, but I don't need as much as I thought I would. So I want to make sure that I'm getting logs, because that's exactly what I need right now, and I need a lot of it. I also want to emphasize the fact that we are about to do a nice upgrade to technology here that's going to make a world of difference. So we will not need a lot of these land fields that are making us just simple things, like, say, vegetables. We're going to move beyond that real quick here. Alright, let's check and see what we got. The land field. See, again, this idea of this land field. I am going to change this. I'm saying we don't need it. I don't think we need it. We're going to go this route. Anything else we could use that would be better? No. We don't have access to better logs or better technology or better planks. And we don't need to right away. It's not vital that we do that. I think it looks better. So that's kind of a key. Oh, there's our bushes growing back that we've been harvesting in the area. And if you want to get rid of them, remember, the shovel does that job. Let's wrap things up with Toshichi. And so you guys happy for that? One more thing, sometimes dangerous things. And he's telling us that we should talk to Kengoyo about the Onibaba, or we can go straight to the Onibaba and talk to her and make her leave. I'm going to tell you right now, this quest does not need to be finished at all. It is interesting because that quest line, it connects later when you get your last village bell, and it really wraps up nicely with the storyline, and it's cool to have those things tie together by the end of it. However, I love the village flyover, so honestly, I am probably not going to do that right away, just because I absolutely love seeing that village flyover later on, and I don't want to have all my stuff done. Okay, we have some options. We could build a standard home or a large house. You know, this standard house is great. It looks nice. The large house is worth it, so let's just go for it. Now, when you set these ones down, please be careful, because the doorway is actually on the side that you can see that foundation on. So let's place it there. This is going to cost a lot. The good thing about it is that it costs a lot more of our other resources and not so much of our logs. It is about to cost a lot of logs, though, so be mindful of that. Again, you're going to notice some differences in placements of things because, again, I had to... I can't believe I didn't save my game. I could have swore I did, but I decided to. I just figured, well, if anything goes wrong, I better keep my game not saved too far advanced in case I need to go back. Anyway, let that be a lesson. Always save your game. And if you need to, have more than one save, because that helps a lot. Today, our goal, we're going to do a lot. I want to get as many fast travel locations in as we can. It looks to me like we are sitting on some problems here. I don't want to be chopping away at this forever, so let's make the stamina costs go down. And at some point, by the end of this day, we are going to have people taking care of this work for us, since it is going to become really helpful for us to not be in charge of a lot of these duties. In the early game, I tend to like to have my villagers take care of this kind of busy work. I want them gathering the basic resources. That way I am just focused on liberation, fighting, just managing the basics of making sure our needs are taken care of. And I want to be able to focus on the fun side of things. I don't want to be gathering stones the whole darn time. I don't want to be in charge of gathering all the rocks. That's not where I want to be. I want to be out and about. We are going to take advantage of our fast travel location, and we are going to see what we can do with the magic of the shovel. And if you don't like the idea of using the magic of the shovel, then don't. By all means, there's other ways to advance in this game. And one of the ways is to go liberate Iwasaki. Because in fighting our final boss there, he generally gives away iron. And that iron is really handy because it allows us a special unlock. And we will want that. I wonder if we're going to run out of planks. The reason for building the large house is that you can assume that your homes give you 2 more beds than the previous. In other words, the simplest house gives you 2 beds, which means the next more complex house, the standard house, gives you 4 beds, and the large house therefore gives you 6 beds. So this will give us 6 sleeping spaces for our villagers to use and for us to expand, and we are going to hope to find more people today. This is going to require that we kind of have a solution for food. And right now, the way our cooking situation works, it's not ideal. We can get away with doing the whole making simple veggie meals. That's not really solving the problem in a way that's going to help us out. We want to be beyond that. We want to be at a point where we are not doing simple meals. Honestly, I just want to be at the point where we are doing cooked rice, because that is the ultimate when it comes to taking care of needs. It is cheap, and it has minimal resources that you need to input for it. And rice is really convenient in the sense that you can gather rice 3 out of the 4 seasons, and it produces quite a bit. Hi there. Workers are busy finishing things up for the day, or gathering for the day in the first place. Now it does say that we can ask the abbot for a bell to settle a new village. If you need more experience, remember, you can always go and build something new, and then you automatically get a bump to experience. A little gift, a first-time crafting bonus. See, this is why I said I don't need that worker anymore, right? There we go. We just got 400 experience just for doing this. Okay, and again, always build the 2 bonus beds that you can build for your structure. And there is no difference between basic beds and advanced beds. It won't matter. Just give a villager a bed and they're happy. Do we have somebody new here? Oh, my friend. Good to see you. And let's take you on in the village. I'm just fast forwarding through the dialogue. Let's go N and go to population and refugee departing. Well, don't go anywhere, friend. You can stay right here in this miner's place. Now, what can I do for you, though? What can you do for us? Ask not what we can do for you, but what you can do for your village. We could have another miner's area. It wouldn't be terrible to have this person foraging for edible mushrooms. That might not be a bad idea. There are some meals that can go with this that could be handy. It might also be handy to consider what other things can we get. Check. Berries are not bad, but we won't need them, and we can't get that till then. Okay. Holding pattern for now. We could also have him crafting bronze. Alright, I don't recall if we did this last time, but when you want to think about healing potions, remember how we gathered those poisonous mushrooms in water? Well, this is why. Let's make a stack of 20. It'll give us a bonus jump to experience. It's not a lot. 20 is something, but it's not a ton. These are going to be little things that we can use when we're out and about and we're, we get hit a couple times by a foe or by an animal and we need to heal up real quick. Now, I said real quick. It's not that fast. It's going to give us 0.6 hit points per second. That's nothing. So we're going to put this in a slot in our inventory so they are always around. Now when I press that button, person drinks the healing potion. I'm going to be busy and occupied for a quick moment, and then I'll be healing. Now obviously I'm not healing as we see because I am... Oh, wait, hold up. Peasant clothes? Ooh, there we go. We're looking fancier. We're not a bandit. We are no bandit. are. Now we're in a decent spot. It would be nice to continue, and it would be nice to build more. I want to build my storages. They aren't necessary right away. It's handy and it's important over time so that you can have villagers doing workstations for, say, creating food and placing it somewhere, or processing your logs into something more than a log. It's handy for that, and it makes the village look better. I'm going to say for now that let's just hold back on that. What we need next is I'm going to need one more shovel. Oh, when you make your straw, I do find it's handy to check this periodically and then drop more grasses into there so you can just continue to make those things. And if you have a number of buckets, you can keep making water, but you might note that we are doing just fine on water right now. Thank you very much. I made some more of the vegetable meals. We could check on our friend up here to see what she's offering for sale, and I do think that that is a worthwhile thing for you to do, since if she's going to sell us another bag of seeds that we can make use of, it might be worth thinking about that second rice paddy to make a second water field and make a second rice field. It might be worth seeing what particular crop she has to offer in case it's worth our time. She is selling gobo soybeans, which only grow in spring, and a rice bag, which I will gladly take and trade some of our items here. Now, lotus seeds, I am going to take them. Matter of fact, I'm just going to take all this. And honestly, the reason is because it's cheap, and I can afford it, and why wouldn't we? We could take the seed bag to use next season. It's not hurting anything. Let's go for it. With the herbs, we can now make more of those simple vegetable meals to be sure that we have enough food for today and all of the work we will do in the background. We could also kind of consider, well, we'll just have this bag sitting in the inventory for next spring. Year 2, we will need things. We will want these resources around. Obviously, we don't have a food storage yet, so that's kind of getting in the way of things. Oh, and you may have noticed, we also can make more exciting things, like bronze armor. We need a lot of fur and a lot of rope. That'll be nice, because we unlocked our area here. We have Sasogi and we have Injiro Rebels. It would be nice to make that bronze armor. And obviously, if you've already set your bronze in here to cook slowly, well, then you have a bit of bronze on the way. We're going to need a lot, though, right? As we look at the cost on this, it's going to be 8 just to make this, and a lot more fur. Alright, that being the case, let's check how many bows we have. I have 2 bows, that's good. I have a lot of arrows, that's great. And 1 shovel, I'm going to want another shovel. There we are. Alright, it's time to go to our fast travel location. What's our first goal here? It's time to unlock travel locations. This is going to be a great creature comfort for you. And it's really, really important early game to have access to these, just because it is so very handy to not have to worry about, well, gee, I need some of this, I need to buy this. Well, we'll find a way. Small stone deposits, okay. Let's make this happen. We're going to gather some stones and we're going to see what else we can get away with. This cave happens to have iron in it, a ways down. Let's explore and let's see what we can get away with. Medium copper, small stone, we'll get that out the way. Looks like a large copper deposit, that's not bad. Small stone again, we could easily take out with a shovel. And we're seeing more copper, but now we're seeing small iron, and that is why the shovel is here. Now, is this going to be patched away? I hope as of this recording it's not patched away quite yet, because this is so handy. And you'll notice that it is, it feels cheesy. Let me be honest with you, this feels cheesy, because I don't have access to the technology I'm supposed to. The progression is supposed to be copper, then bronze, then iron, in that order, right? Like, that's what you're supposed to do. So for now, just the fact that the shovel lets us get away with this is super, super cheesy. So if you don't feel comfortable doing this and you're saying, I want to do the normal progression, then do the normal progression. I 100% fully respect that and totally agree with you on that, because otherwise this is a little speedy and cheesy. But if you want to get some tech up quick and you want to take advantage of what's already in the game, then by all means go for it. Alrighty, you're going to notice that I can't get out of here. Oh man, wait. Hold up. No, it's just a stone deposit. We can get out of here. So let's get ourselves out of here and we'll find out where we are. And of course there's going to be more that we can mine. I could leave here with a ton of iron if you so choose. It is up to you. There we are. And now we're free to continue our little journey through our cave. Unfortunately, we're going to get trapped a bit here. It's going to take a bit. We'll get out of this area. Now, what we do with this iron is we want to... Oh, no sticks. Well, let's get out of here then. We want to use this iron to make a cooking pot. That is the only thing we want. It is quite simply the most important tool that we can get early game to take us from having basic needs being taken care of with basic meals to all of our needs being taken care of over time with ease. Before we go home, because we can, I'm going to say come with me, run down the hill here. I'm facing south as I exit the hill, just in case you get disoriented. And please do note that there is a green question mark up there. That's where we're going. It does say there are gray wolves in the area. We can have our bow out. Do make note that if the wolves get the drop on us, we are in trouble, because they attack fast and they move fast. And that means that they can do a lot of damage quickly and drop our health bar down real fast. We have some healing potions on hand, so that's not bad. Or healing brews on hand, so that's not bad. I'm just going to run through here so we can get to the next space. You're going to see that we are in Segi village now. Okay, well that's good, because Segi has a lot of things we can make use of. Let's check our liberation requirements, of course, because that's worth knowing. We need to construct a watchtower. And we need to construct a small bridge right here. We also need to take down the deserters, 16 of them with a deserter leader. We're going to allow ourselves to build a medium mansion house. Cool. A tanning vat is awesome, leather's a big deal, and the longbow, a very effective weapon, especially if you're taking the same route I am, which is that you are doing a lot of archery to solve problems. So when we do a compare and contrast here, obviously getting Iwasaki is a big deal because you get access to an iron axe and iron tools, and those are nice because they don't break down as quickly and your villagers will produce more resources. Also, the iron armor, yeah, it's nice. It's going to be handy. And for those of us out there who like katanas, I mean, come on, it's our first chance at a katana. It is also clearly the easier of the two to unlock because we just need to defeat 12 thugs and 1 leader in one project. That iron ore processing station is a big project and requires bronze, but we've already discovered that we have access to that. Segi, I like the longbow, but is it worth doing all the work here just to get a longbow and a tanning vat? That's totally up to you. I'm going to go Iwasaki first just because the tools are a big deal. Although I have done that in previous playthroughs, so it won't be too big of a thing to check my other videos for that one. Alright, let's find our people here. There's going to be a villager named Fujichi. We want to talk to this guy. Here you go, bowmaker. Let's talk to you. What do you do? I make bows. Now, as we talk to him, proper boar hunts. Oh, we need a spear? No, bows and arrows. Okay. I'm supposed to give him 10 fur. Ugh. Now, we can't just buy it off of him. You might... Oh. Wait. We can already buy the half bow because it's summer. I'm not going to say no to a half bow. Like, that is a fantastic weapon. When we compare 28.6 versus 19, oh, for sure. We need to have the extra damage. It's just worth it. And with all the extra writs that we have on hand, I keep calling them writs. Anyway, it's handy to have that. When we trade with these gentlemen, they have tools for us and logs. So that's something that they can be interacted with for. Here's our fast travel bell, which is super handy. You might notice there's a large collection of question marks over here. This is great. So that's 3. That's 3 villagers we can take on, and we just built all this cool stuff. It is afternoon right now. Here's what I'm going to do. We are going to take those people on as villagers. Soon. Very soon. I'm saying not yet, because I know that what we can do is we can let our needs for our villagers take place right now. If we try to assign these guys to our village right now, guys and girl, then they will consume needs and produce things, but I don't have enough workstations to take advantage of what they can produce. Instead, since it's near the end of the day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's just spend a little time hunting. Oh, and missing. Oh, wow. I think I've noticed the arrows go a little to the left. Now that's decent damage. That's handy. Alright, this is doing much more damage, which is good. I'm going for the deer because I know that we can get a lot more fur out of them and meat. I'll tell you what. Let's go back and harvest our deer. Is it worth you doing this? I think so. Just because it's nice to get this first quest line opened up and set, and we have time to pass, right? We can just kind of allow ourselves to do a little bit of hunting to gather resources. We have free time. We also could continue our journey and find our next fast travel location, and then just come back to Segi. Well, tell you what, we're here. Why don't we unlock the quest line for our bowmaker, Ujichi? I'm going to say that when you come out to this area, you will find boars wandering around in the swampy land. And there is a little boar spawner kind of right around here. Oh, they aren't spawning this time around. Okay, usually when I walk through this area, I get the boar spawner to kind of kick in. We'll have to work a bit. It might be because I have so many deer that have spawned. When you go into this region, I find hunting boars to be easier than hunting the deer because the boar automatically want to hunt you down. They want to attack you. As soon as you're in their area, they get mad and they attack you. And that's handy because then they show you their face and you can throw arrows right in their face as they come towards you. And you can outrun them rather well. There we go. So now it's telling us there are boars in the area. Oh, let's do a little more searching. Sometimes you'll be lucky and you'll find them immediately. Sometimes you're going to have a little more trouble. But we got time. We need our villagers to produce their needs. I didn't build enough workstations to take advantage of all these things. Could I just assign some people and make them do random jobs? Yes. And that would be okay. I'm figuring we'll take care of that after the needs are met. We don't need to rush. We have plenty of time. Here's some more iron deposits that we could have taken with our shovel, but we shouldn't need to. We're getting a little ways away from where we want to be. I do hear a boar now, finally. Well, let's find out where our... There it is. They kind of look like rocks from a distance. Now, as soon as we get a shot on them, then they'll look right at us, and it's easy to take them out. Oh, there's another one next to him. So handy, right? They just look right at us, and they give us that face that we can shoot at and get our headshot damage in for. Now, if you didn't already get the skill, or the perk point, and didn't spend the perk point on warrior here, we want to max this out as soon as possible. Now, I think it's going to be a while before we get this one. It is nice to get this. I chose, by the way, for skills, I chose to maximize bow damage because we're using bows a lot. At some point I'm going to want to fight hand to hand, so I like having parry improvements. This is handy. Quick attacker is great. We can have more stamina. That's actually really handy for just about everything we do. Alright, well, our villagers consume their needs, we're good to go, and now we can head back and take on those new villagers. I'm just going to check and see if any boars ended up spawning out here, just so we can get a little extra fur before we head out. It does not look like that's going to happen, so... I do see a rabbit, though. Alright, before we leave here, I'll show you a little something while we're out here. Oh yeah, fox, okay. Well, let's let you go, friend. We're gonna... Oh, there we go. We just gotta get a little stamina back. Oop, that was a big old miss. Handy that I can see his health bar through the bushes. Oh, there we go. Now, how much we have? 8 fur. Okay, progress. Progress is progress. I think we have 2 fur at home, so that's handy. Let's go this way. I'm going to show you a couple things while we're here. We are at the river. So looking on the locations, here we are. You might note that we're not that far away from another fast travel location. Right here. Let's mark it. And then this one here. We'll mark it. Marks are just placed on the map by right-clicking over an area. So just have your mouse hovered over it and right-click, and then you will place a marker down. Look at this, free resource sitting out and about. This is millet, that gets us the access to build a seed bag or to make a seed bag of millet, which can be grown in all seasons, counts as a cereal, which is going to turn out not to be worth it for us, since we make cereal through rice, and rice is far more useful. Here's an iron ore processing station. This is a project for much later in the game, I think. If you want to go for it early, you build one of your special project locations, but keep in mind that there's not a lot you can do with it early game in this area since we have not freed Segi yet. And making use of that workstation is later. Will it get us iron? It's going to be handy for that. We're traveling down the river's edge. There are wolves in the area, so it is worth noting that if you go deep into this territory, you will run into wolves. It is also worthwhile for us to travel a little bit down this river and gather up some freebies that are going to be used for some potions that I find really helpful as well, and I think you will enjoy. They are the energy drinks. We need our classic Red Bull for ancient Japan. There we go. Tea bushes. We'll harvest these. Now we can make tea bags. And we can simply be ready to make some pretty awesome stuff with this. We can only plant this and harvest this. Or I'm sorry, we can only farm this, I should say, in our villages in the spring. So it is not something that we are going to be able to do. And for whatever reason, you can harvest this, and it's active as a plant during the summertime for a character to harvest. But for planting wise, we must plant it and harvest it in our villages in the spring. So for whatever reason, that's just how it works. Now, do I need all of these tea leaves? No, but honestly, it's nice to have all of them early and just have it done, because I do plan on making a lot of energy drinks, and I do plan on wanting to use them periodically in my runs. You'll note that there is a bandit camp over there. Well, we shouldn't say bandit camp. The enemies in the regions scale up in difficulty, so if we went over there, we're probably fighting Ronin. We could get some very cool weaponry early on if we wanted to fight him. And this person is not going to tell us much yet, because it's not a quest line that we're active on yet. If you want to be a little living on the edge and we want to try this, we can. Just be mindful that they're going to chase you down. So if there's only one of them, we might be able to handle this. Ooh, there's only one of them. Let's see if we can handle it. It's going to help to hit them with any of our arrows any time of the day. Ronin. Yep, this is going to be a little tougher than we might want to take on this early. As long as you're comfortable shooting at a distance and being cautious and backing up, it seems that he doesn't know where I am. Oh, well, I guess if you're just going to tell me you don't know where I am, I'll take you. Well, that's not bad. Oh, you're not going to let me have your weapon, are you? Okay, well, we ended up with a cooling drink and a couple other items, but nothing too special. It does mean that we took down one Ronin for our later quest line here. Coins and pearls. Okay, well, it's something. And now we can harvest more tea. Alright, let's get out of here. When we head through the woods, you'll see a village in the distance. That is Aratani. That's a place we want to get to. There's going to be some quest lines we can start there. We also might be able to harvest some resources, things like that. And we might be able to multitask. Ooh. There we go. Well, now that was really convenient. We might be able to multitask, and this is good because now we have the fur we're supposed to bring back to our guy. Let's head into our village here and find what we can find. There's a really pretty mountain in the distance here, and that is the temple. We're going to go there. This village also has a small project you need to finish, and if we check our unlock requirements, we need to take down the Ashigaru leader and the Ashigaru camp. And the unlocks here are great, and the resources we can build with are fantastic. And that 6,000 experience there, it's going to be nice later on in the game. We are not ready. We just simply are not. We could try. And I'm sure there are people out there who are going to go ahead and do it, and they are going to be successful. I'm going to say if we're trying to play this as a beginner, then we need to not be in a hurry, and we're just going to take our time with it. In this village, this is a person worth talking to. So he has a lot of different things that we can grow, and you can hover over them to see which ones are worth getting. A rice bag is always good. Canola is really handy, so I will gladly take that. The healing brews are expensive, but rice is not, which is interesting, right? So we can take that and go. Antlers could be sold. I could sell these fangs for any number of cash I want. We could buy wheat, buy a lot of things. We can also buy a fertilizer bucket here if we so choose. It's up to you what you want to get. Canola can be made into oil and also counts as a bean for our purposes. There's also a tavern keeper you can talk to, and there's herbs traders. These ones are good for getting certain things that you need for making medicines. And they do sell medicines, but they're expensive. We want to get to the point where we have a healing compress, but that's a ways later. You'll note that buying tea leaves, honestly, it's so cheap, and I'm curious if they're going to change this, because when I buy all these herbs, I'm going to be able to use these for things, and it is just crazy how much you can do with this many free resources. Or free, it's not free, but it's so cheap. Alright, while we're here, I do think it is worth climbing the hill. It is worth getting to the temple. Now, we do have another goal in front of us, right? Which is to go back and get those 3 villagers, and we're going to do that. And then we're going to get them to our village, and we're going to start ourselves out. You'll note that there's a number of things you can harvest. This is canola. We could harvest it for canola seeds, and I believe grasses. Oh, just seeds. Okay, so just canola. There's also a camp on the hill over there. It's most likely enemies. As you can tell, it's definitely enemies, because there's those logs that are sharpened and pointed outwards to ward off people who would try to run and jump at them. We're going to climb this hill, and we're going to go get ourselves some unlocks. As in, we're going to unlock locations. It's nice to have the fast travel locations set. It's also nice because we would like to have a second bell. And this is how we're going to get it. As you can see, our quest line is asking for us to go ask the abbot for permission to settle a new village. And that is the spot we're at now, is to get to that point. As we run up this hill, you'll note that I'm here. I find this to be a safer route than some other choices you can make. And we also might notice that there are some stone walls that will kind of corral us in a direction. You can harvest these really large broadleaf plants. These are taro for our veggie needs. You will note that it will tell you that there are bears here. And there are definitely bears here. So don't slow down. Don't slow down too much. We can run ourselves up this hill rather easily by going back and forth and jumping periodically, as it tells us that we're going on a too steep of a slope. Our character will just simply get up it. Here we go, and I'm kind of hugging the sides here because I know how much trouble I could be in if I run into a bear. Because this early on, with just a simple bow and really not such great arrows, I'm not going to survive that fight too well. You'll note that I'm kind of going by a couple of these trees just to show you that I need a bronze axe or better. That's the idea, that we need better technology as we go. When we get up to this area, it says temple is discovered. Good news. Now we can get up to here, and we can get our fast travel location to come back to this place anytime we like. And also, it appears that we might have just rolled the dice and gotten lucky. Perhaps not. Nope, we did not get lucky and have extra ones. I'm going to trade with this guy because I need... I guess I'm going to have to sell something to you, friend. Oh yeah, you don't have money. That would make sense. You can have one of my arrows. I need 3 of your rots, or... Well, tell you what. What's a stack of this thing like? We can hold 100? Let's take 100. That's fine. And then he'll give us some money by selling some of these back to him. Now, I find that there's an exotic goods trader here that I love to buy things from because I love having these paper lanterns early on. They're not cheap, but I mean, we're doing okay on money. So if you ever need any of these luxury goods, here they are. And also there's great outfits. Look at that. That would be good. Armor of 16, poise at 22. How's that compare to here? Much better. So in the monk clothes only costing 200 is pretty nice. We would like to get our bell, but my inventory is absolutely full. So I'm going to say let's go back to Sosogi. Be careful that you click on not the blue icon of Sosogi, because that takes you back to the fast travel location, but the white icon that is the village location. Okay, let's drop off all of the cool stuff we got, and then we can go back to our friend and take care of some needs and get some goods. There we go. Fantastic. Let's get back to the temple. And we have people to hire on, right? But that also means we need workstations. Alright, we go up here. We can and will talk to the abbot. And we're gonna talk to him about rebuilding Sosogi. If that's the plan you went with, well then, yeah. And he's gonna tell us about the different areas. Forbidden Dew, been watching you. One village may not be enough, and we thank him, and then we get our first alarm bell from him. Not our first alarm bell in the game, but is the first alarm bell we've gotten from the abbot. Now we can build 2 total villages. All of your village storages are connected, by the way, so when we think about, wait, but if I build a village, how do I get my resources there? As soon as you build your first general storage, it's there. Okay, I could buy from this gentleman if I wanted. I love the paper lanterns, I think they look good, but it's not what we need to do. Where is our monk friend? I kind of want to buy that outfit. Oh, you will sell us bronze armor. Yeah, that's good. I don't need that right now. So, let's get ourselves some cool stuff. There we go. No, wait, that's not the right person. Oh my goodness. Oh, it was him. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, people. So monk clothes, we get 12 and 17, and this is 16 and 22. Yeah, I'm going to buy that. Sell that back to this guy. And then let's check out our new fancy clothes. Yes. Now that is a good outfit. I love it. Now we're like a warrior monk. We can take some people down with good justice. Alright, back to Sosogi. Actually, no. Back to Segi. Alright. Plans here involve choices. Liberating Segi. Liberating Iwasaki. I happen to like liberating Iwasaki simply because tools and the usefulness of those tools. But it's not the way you have to go. So we'll talk to you. Okay, let's send you into our village. Great, that's one person. Oh, things get worse. Why don't you come live with us? Perfect. You. What's happened to you? Oh, did I just diss you? No, I did not. Thank goodness. Okay. We'll go to population. We now have 3 more refugees that can join us in Sosogi, and we have this large house. Perfect. Let's give you all homes. So one by one, I'm just giving these people their homes. And there we go. Now, jobs. Right. That's the problem, right? We can run across the stream and jump and get back through here. It's time to build some workstations. It's time to build some places for them to work. Let's get home and let's do this. When we return, as far as needs are concerned, it looks like now we're on maintenance, and you'll see that we just don't have enough, and also meals, we just don't have enough. Okay, we did get iron early, which is pretty impressive, honestly. So let's build our smithy. It's going to be kind of a big deal. The smithy is going to help us out a lot. Tell you what, why don't we just put it central for now? We don't have to be mindful of where it is, because it's what it is, right? It can be wherever it is, and we can move it. We just saw that our planks are low, so it's time to get planks and get ourselves in a spot where we can build more. I mean, look at that. That's 120 planks we're sitting on. We're doing great. And the fact that we had all of those workers making logs over our previous day is a big deal. It allows us to focus on just building structures now. Now we can just focus on the building up of the village, making the creature comforts here, and kind of making decisions as to where we want to go next. And I will say that that is the first major barrier you're going to encounter is, do I have enough resources and do I have enough food? Water is never going to be an issue, I don't think, for you, because once you build one well, if you make 10 buckets and just drop them in there and then come back and get them later, you have 500 water. So anytime you choose to do that, you have what you need for water. As far as your needs are concerned with Maintenance, we're about to discuss that. And that's only later on in the game. Heating needs, we've already talked about the idea that fishing huts are the way to go, and they simply just are the way to go with that. It is not hard to get the resources you need for it, and it's nice to have as a backup. There we go. You'll notice that we need chiseled stone for that one, so that's not happening anytime soon. And of course, we're low on sticks. Okay, let's say that you don't feel like running around and holding down E and gathering sticks from bushes. And let's say that we notice that we have a ton of logs. We can go to here, and if you want to, you can craft these into sticks. Every one log becomes 20 sticks. I find that to be worth the time. I don't want to go gather 80 sticks. I don't want to hold down E and do all that stuff. I'm kind of done with that. So I just do this. Chiseled stone, that was our next resource we need to make. You might note that we have a huge collection of resources. I also can have 2 miners now. So I think our next step here is to make our pickaxes. So we can have that in the inventory. I ran all the way out of that place. Oh, that's why. I ran out of there because I realized our character is slowly dying. And that's not nice. I probably shouldn't let our character die here. So let's feed our character up here. We don't need to slowly lose our health until our character passes out. That's not our goal. I'm going to put the alarm bell in there. Actually, I'm not sure why I think I don't need to put those in there. We are in the village, which means we don't need to have things in our inventory. I gotta tell you, that is one of the best things about this game's setup. I just love that. I'm going to make some more chisels. The reason for making more chisels is that we're about to have people do work. It also helps that it's my first time building it, which gives us bonus experience. Awesome. We can make a copper axe now, which is nice. We get the experience unlock. That'd be good. Copper hammer, yeah, we can do that. Bronze, yeah, okay. All we need is ore, right? All we need is copper ore. There's some things we can get here. We can make a bronze. We can make our iron spear now because it only requires iron ore. But what I really want is this. I'm willing to pay coin for that. Let's go. Now that's 150 experience. Okay. Let's go and make our coolest place have... We're going to change type. Let's press F. Now, in order to do this, we want a sunken hearth with cooking pot. Or we can have a sunken hearth with cooking pot workstation, workplace. Let's do that. Let's spend the coins. Boom. We had left clicked after doing that. I can still cook here, by the way. Okay. Now look at this. 10 rice, 1 water. Let's make it. We just got some experience. 40 villager needs. Now, our food gain is 14. That's nothing worth talking about. But 40 food, our previous food that we were making was giving us 25 and cost us 5 vegetables and 3 herbs. We now have access to solid meals, and I'm going to say, oh, look at that. And now we finally have access to fish meals. Now, I don't remember which one of these is the better of the two, so unfortunately I have to buy them. And now I don't have enough coin, so we're going to have to go make some money. But right now, we have all we need. Let's do this. One of our new people, we're going to assign you. Time for you to be our cook. And we're just going to make cooked rice. 50 of them. Or 2,000 food. We're done. Food needs are taken care of for now and into probably the majority of our future right now. The majority of the time that we're going to be going forward with, we're set. Beverages are always going to be simple. We solve that by building a well and having a worker in a well. Heating needs, well, okay, fine. We can take care of that. Let's assign a job. Let's have you, and let's have you go to our fishing hut. We have 2 fishing workstations. And let's just fish in water. Now, you're going to start noticing that the amount of water we're using for things is becoming a big deal. We're going to, at some point, need to have another worker taking care of water. Alright, my friend, you're the last one to get a job. And I'm going to go to stonemason station. And then, here it is, chiseled stone. I must have already selected that before. But if you need to find it, let's go here, go plus, go chiseled stone. You'll notice it cost me 2 stones per single chiseled stone. We use these to do special projects, and we use these to build cooler things. But the big deal is that chiseled stone takes care of maintenance needs like a champ. It takes care of a lot of it real quick, and it's simple to make. It's just 2 stones, and you're good. And all you need to do is make sure you have 1 person on a workstation. First off, let's just behold the fact that we have all green on everything. We have 12 adults in our village. We have everybody in a good place working. Our happiness is increasing, and our village is going to be thriving. We may only have one village, but we're doing great. This is a convenient time where we could say, what's next? And for my thoughts, I'm going to build a second water field, because I know that I'm going to ultimately want more workers on a water field. I'm going to want more rice in time. I believe we have a second rice bag as well. So we'll make it, and I'm only going to choose to make it a size of 24, since I know that my workers we can only get up to 23 plots worked, so it does not pay off to do more. There's going to be a number of meals I want to unlock, so yeah, at this point, it's kind of... It might be nice to have a couple little creature comforts here. We haven't built our storages yet, right? So let's build our general store. Oh, we need to pay for it. Alright, well, turns out we need to start making some money. Now, if there's a number of ways you can do this, and it is still worth noting that with all the planks that we have, if I just make a bunch of wooden hoes, I've got cash. I'm never going to be struggling for money, because all I have to do is take planks and turn them into wooden hoes and go sell them to people. It's not the best way to make money, just because, you know, it's taking up some of your planks, but honestly, it's what else were those planks doing? Let's make some of these. Let's get a little extra cash. We'll do our unlocks. Let's make our village have all the basics and the necessities, and then we'll go from there. Now, where you want to go next, where you want to go for your sellers is up to you. I know at Temple there's a lot of people I can sell to, and they have a lot of money. So let's go to Temple. They also happen to be close by. And that's nice. You there. You could use some wooden hoes. I heard that you wanted a bunch of wooden hoes. There we go. Could I sell some chisels? Apparently they're worth 118 each. That's not bad. And I could sell that, but nah. There we go. So now we have 500 coin. I think that'll do just fine for us. Let's head back. Our steps here now are going to include just making the basic structures that help out with the connecting our villages together so that we can just have resources deposited in the right places. It is partly a creature comfort thing. It's also convenient because certain buildings will require that we have these. It's going to be a little bit of time before we have to worry about it, but it's still worth noting that it's nice to have. We'll build ourselves a food storage first and foremost because it just makes sense. There we go. And it takes straw, and we've been doing a good job of having an excessive amount of straw on hand. There we go. Now we have a food storage. If you don't like the location of it, it's all easy to change. I think we'll build our next storage here. Take out some of these trees that we don't really need. And then we'll have ourselves a wood storage here. Wood storages are handy just because it just takes care of that side of the deal. It's nice just to have it done. And we of course have tons of resources, so we're not struggling. You're going to notice that I never make a copper hammer, and I'm probably not going to make any of the hammers other than the wooden hammers, just because I don't really mind having to keep remaking hammers. And since they only cost me 1 log, and I know that we produce logs at a crazy rate, not really an issue. I figured that that's the better way to go. That's the wood storage, and as far as our next setups are concerned, we could think about building a watchtower. That's for later. A beverage storage, it's up to you. At this point, it's totally up to you what you choose to make. It's not 100% necessary. I kind of like having all the storages built right away just because it's nice having them out of the way and not having to think about them. You already saw that from the start of this game we've been able to just do all the things we need to do, and that has never said, hey, you can't store water. It's always allowed us to put water in our general storage. So if you don't feel the need to do this, then don't. All good. But I kind of like it. It's nice to have all the things set. All of the major buildings already present. And it's not like we aren't sitting on a large collection of resources. It will take a lot of straw, but again, we've been mindful and we've been making straw. So we're doing great here. A lot of planks though. As we make our buildings, there's always work that you have to do on the outsides of them, and there's always a finishing workstation on the inside. There we go. Now we have Dynasty storage access. That's really nice because it means all water automatically goes to there. So that would mean that if a worker is doing the work, they put the things there. Okay, now we can start being mindful about where we store things. We should really only have general storage items in the general storage, and food should all go in the right bin. It's kind of nice just to have things in the right place. We've been sitting on a lot of these things going into the wrong storages. If I hold down E, when I click on one of those, we'll do this again. I did that too fast. Let's bring a bunch of things over that we know need to go into the wood storage. Fix all this stuff. Okay, now I'm going to go over the wood storage. I'll press E to get in there. Now, I'm going to hold down the E key on log. It's going to transfer all items that are related to the storage. Perfect. Now, if you want to clean things up even more, we can take all of our food items and we can store them in the right place. It is totally up to you, again, whether you want to do this or not, whether you think it is worth your time or not. I just think it's nice to have things organized. Oops, we're done. Now we do need a food storage, though, is the trick. So when we go to our food storage, we'll press E, and then we'll look at a food and we'll hold down E, and boom. All they do is they drop into there, ready, set, go. This will help us in the sense that once our general storage gets overfilled with once the slots get taken up in the general storage, it's kind of not great because you can actually get too much storage in your general store and it clutters it up and it's not great, and then things don't actually get stored properly. That's no good. And it's just easy for us to take care of this. And that should be it. You don't need to put your seed bags in your food storage. They count as general goods. There we go. And if you ever want to know, consumable icon there, vegetable, anything that's consumable goes there. And our seed bags, when you look at them, it's going to say tool. So this goes in a tool storage. You're going to find that I don't make the tool storage right away. I don't want to spend the money on it. Koju mold is considered a resource, so you'll note that it does not actually need to go there. And rot is considered a resource as well. Go figure. Alright, I believe that we... Oh, last time I built the composting bin, and I never actually built it this playthrough. Oops. Alright, there we go. Set. Now, having the storages actually have the items in them means that when you have a worker at a workstation who needs to get it, it just works every time. There are certain buildings, I've noticed the Tavern doesn't like it if you don't have your workers pulling resources out of storages. Your early structures seem not to have an issue. And I keep holding on to those chisels like I need to. There we go. As we start our next day, and as we're deciding where we want to go next, look at this. All of our workers have everything they need. There's no issues with getting seed bags to anybody. There's no issues with getting buckets made. Everybody has pickaxes. Everybody has axes. We're great. Okay. We could, if you wanted, make better weaponry. Steel arrow, iron arrow. Oh, and that's nice. Okay. We just made iron arrows. That's good. We'll need more feathers. That figures. The difference between iron arrows and our other arrows is 8 damage versus the 2 damage that we've been doing this whole time, and 5 and 3 for our others. This is nice. It's nice to have better tech. This does kind of lead to that discussion of what are some next buildings you could do. I would say a great next building as far as getting feathers is concerned is to build our hunter's hut. It's not necessary. It looks cool. So you can build this one. When you build this one, you'll have a workstation where you can make bows, but we don't need to worry about that. We have a smithy. We can make arrows, but again, we don't need to worry about that. You can have a workstation where your people are going to create meat for you. They'll gather meat for you, or they'll gather feathers for you. That can be handy. It is not a vital thing to have, though, I will say. Like, as far as buildings are concerned, I don't find that the hunter's hut is a necessary and I really need this type of building. It is nice to have. I'm going to make it just so I can have somebody gathering feathers if we find a traveler out and about. A more vital building that we would want now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, is the tailor's workshop. The kitchen we don't really need. We just took care of a lot of our needs by having that workstation inside the longhouse. And now we found ourselves in a tough spot, because now we need more logs, and our daily production is a little bit away. We can take down a few trees and finish up this thing. The tailor's workstation is nice in the sense that it allows us to make seed bags and make outfits and things like that. So if you are sitting there and you're like, well, I'd really like to have a cooler hat, because I lost my hat. Lost in the sense that I just never found it in this particular playthrough. Then we can do that. We do have a fast travel location that's just kind of sitting out there, and it's going to just sit out there for pretty much most of the game unless we take it apart. But I'm not too worried about it, and you don't have to do anything with it. It can just sit there. You don't need to pick up your fast travel locations. It is helpful to be mindful of what location it's at in case you're trying to sort out where you want to travel to, and you forget where it's located at, and then you go to it and you're going, hey, this isn't where I wanted to be. That's about it. Otherwise, there's really no issue with it. Alright, and we just need a little more stamina here. Let's build this. There we are. Now the loom eventually is going to be a worthwhile thing to talk about. For now, we haven't been able to plant flax or anything like that, so we're getting to that point. For the tailor's workstation, you'll see you have access to making the seed bags. It takes fur to do that. Our land seed bags, same story. You unlock it once you get the item that's related to it. So I need to buy some wheat seeds and I'll have that. Flax. Planting season of summer. That's really helpful, actually. I would love to get that. Autumn for hemp seeds. Okay. Finding flax might not be a bad thing. Oh, and also, obviously, you can make all kinds of different headgear and things like that. That was the hat we had before. Oh, I don't have enough money. Well, darn it. Oh, well. You can build more footwear. You have all kinds of options for things you can get. And obviously, it does the items here, too. This is going to tell us we need those different fibers. That's because it makes a different... It's not making it out of straw anymore. Now it's making it out of flax or hemp. It tends to be a little more efficient, I suppose. But straw is easy to come by. Alright. Enough sitting around and... Oops. Enough sitting around and waiting. Let's go. And let's do some things. Do I have enough bows? I have one bow. I have two bows. That'll be pretty good. We do want to take some of this bronze. It is a real slow process getting bronze. And let's see here. We also could probably start making more of it. We don't have enough copper though, so it'd be nice to get more copper in the process. I'm going to split the stack by right-clicking and then clicking on split stack. The reason for this is because we only need to take with us bamboo, planks, and there we go. Let's take 4 of these and let's split this up so we can get 12 of those. I'm doing this because I want to have access to building the Traveler's Outpost. Alright. Our villager needs are very well taken care of. We have healing potions, and the only other thing that we need, and we could easily gather up all this copper if we wanted to make more bronze, is we're going to go to our herbalist station, and it's time to get the energy drink. Oh. Then it'd be nice to have the extra coin for it. If you have the coin already, then go for it. I'm going to fast forward. I'll just see you here when I have the coin. Alright, I sold a bunch of random loots that we got from looters, and also some wooden hose, things like that. Now I can get an energy drink. Now look at that. Any herb, a bamboo bottle, and tea leaves. Now we've gotten bamboo bottles before from the looters that I was fighting, and that you fought and liberated from Segi. If you don't have bamboo bottles, you can make them, and they're very simple to make. You just need some bamboo. So in order to do that, we go over to our workshop, and we find ourselves the... There we go. Right here. Bamboo bottle. We just unlock it by holding on F, and we can make a bamboo bottle. There we go. Now, I did lose one of my planks, unfortunately, because I made a bunch of wooden hose. So unfortunately, I am out of planks. And we need one for our fast travel location, so I gotta make up for that loss real quick here. And then we're going to travel a ways away. And we haven't unlocked a couple other fast travel locations that are worth having. I am a boss. I just knocked that log way into the distance. Alright, we'll gather up our stuff and get going. Sometimes bushes are in the way, so you just kind of have to clear them out. There are nice places to get flax on the way, which we could do. It can give us access to some nice tech in the sense that it gives us... We'll split the stack. We don't need to take all of them with us, and I don't need to carry these. Alright, now, we could easily... I'm so tempted to have more bronze being made so we can make armor. Oh, it is really tempting. Do I still have a shovel? I do. Okay, I'm gonna say, just because I know I want to make sure that you have all the things you can do kind of are happening, right? So let's just do the things we can do here. We're taking down these deposits. We will need a pickaxe to get this. Obviously, it's not a big deal because a stone pickaxe does the job. And if we mine it down to small, then we can pull it up. And we'll get all of these things set. We will have to get some firewood made, of course, and it is nearing, hopefully nearing the end of the day. And we'll have a bunch of logs as well, so we can easily just kind of get our firewood situation taken care of. Oh, you know what? Let's showcase this energy drink. Put it in slot 0. Boom. I use it. I instantly have my stamina refilled. The reason this is handy is because when we're off running away from people by shooting them with arrows, every once in a while we're going to get to a spot where it gets particularly challenging and we want to be able to move a lot quicker. Well, the easiest way to take care of that is to have an energy drink and just quickly use it so that we can get away. As my son would say, so we could scram. There we go. Now we're making 15 more bronze. That's not bad. Lost the copper ore in there. And if you wanted, I believe at this point, we can even look here and say, would you want to make this thing? You can. And at this point, it would help. Do we need it? I don't think so. Alright, our best bet for traveling to Iwasaki is to go overland to here. And it's a little... Well, there's really no shorter way to get there. Segi we could run across this way to get there. Sosogi we can run this way. Sosogi is the safe way to get there because there's really nothing to encounter on the run over. So as we travel, we're going to go overland, and we're going to end up getting to Iwasaki and Onsen. Onsen first, and then Iwasaki second. While we're traveling, it is worth noting that we might be able to find people who can join our cause on the way. It's also fun to go over our bridge here and say, hey, there's the small bridge project we made. And there's a change to the landscape based upon things that we did, which is another thing about this game that I love, is that there are projects that allow you to permanently change the landscape, and that's really, really cool. So that's a fun side of things that we can do. We are going to travel to the east. I see 2 question marks up there, which tells me it's going to be a miner camp or it's 2 refugees. Oh, I was expecting a miner camp, and we got lucky and rolled 2 refugees. Alright, go ahead. Yeah, we're taking people with us. And why not? I mean, you kidding me? There is no reason why we can't just take these 2 villagers. Our needs are being met, and then some in our village. So I am not afraid to take on more people. It does mean that now we have a little bit of kind of extra, right? We are already producing everything we need, so what more could we want? Well, let's see here. I can definitely assign somebody here to get more rice. That would be a good use of our time. Extra rice means extra cooked rice, also means extra rice for when we're making sake or other assorted beverages. So that's handy. We could also add them to a workspace that we don't want to deal with. We can have them making things for us. I can assign them to the forager's workplace. I'm eventually going to need to assign somebody to make medicines. Health is at 18. We're not there yet. There we go, look at that. Beverages are now an issue. Because of how much water we use for jobs, we keep running into that boundary. And it's not a big deal. We will work our way through it. I did mention that we could have a farmer here, and we did have canola, so let's do that. There we go. Now we're going to make canola. Canola makes beans. Canola can be used to make oil. There's really nothing else we need it for, and You don't need canola. I'll be honest with you, you don't need canola. You can definitely solve a lot of your problems without it. But why not? We have an extra workstation. It would be, actually thinking to that idea, let's take you out of here and let's go back. Let's change job. As I think about that, more and more I think, when we look at the forager's workstation, I don't have anybody gathering grass anymore. I'm going to still need straw. I'm going to still need lots of straw. I don't want to go too slow on this one. I do want access to straw. And I want to be sure that I always have access to straw. Let's manage this job. You're getting shiitake mushrooms. That's great for certain meals, but it's not vital. It's not a thing that we have to have. We could gather berries if you're going to plan to make anything out of it, but honestly, I just don't think we need access to these mushrooms at this point in time. So I think instead of that, let's change your job and we'll have you... We could have them go here to make straw for us since we now have a conduit for it. In other words, we have people making grass, people then producing straw. Ooh, no we don't yet. I don't have that conduit yet. We need more grass being gathered. That's a problem. Well, that being the case then, let's give you a different job that's more useful. I'm going to choose to put them here mining, since I know stone and chiseled stones will become something that we need and that we note that we have to have on hand. Our overland trip is going to bring us all the way to Iwasaki, but it's going to take us on a unique route. It's going to take us on a route that goes through this beautiful area that is wonderful to build in if you so chose. The only problem we have with this build area is that it doesn't get you anything. It doesn't really get you anything that we don't need. We could go and take care of this bandit camp here. It's not a bad one. There's going to be a lot of sniping with arrows that are going to be taken care of. But since we can just go straight to having iron ore, it's probably more worthwhile for us to skip to the Iron Age and not worry about that. More bandits being taken out, which means we have less to deal with when we go up to there. Although I will tell you, when you go through the bandit camp, you're going to face way more than 8 bandits, and you're probably going to have to defeat a large collection of them just to get through the mission. So you're not going to have trouble clearing the whole taking out 8 bandits thing. That's not going to be an issue for you. You're going to definitely take out more than 8 bandits. That is for sure. I kind of instinctively start gathering stones as I'm walking down the pathway. To be honest with you, we're past that point now. Our villagers are they're gathering 200 stone per workstation. I have 2 workstations. It's 400 stones per day. I think we're okay. Next onsen, it appears that we ended up with a random roll of enemy. So we'll take this dude down. Dude with a big club. And... okay, see you later, pal. This nice new bow. I love it. Oh, you gave us arrows to fuel our future fire. Nice. That is not a worthwhile weapon. If you want to take it, go ahead and take it. I'm going to take it because I know I'm about to sell it. Headgear. Did we get to wear this headgear? Whoa. We are a nun who's ready to rob. Don't cross this nun. Here we go. The onsen, the hot spring. We just discovered a new location. And a fast travel location, that means. Alright, we can sell stuff. This you can keep or sell. Totally up to you. Just got 2 of those. Let's sell that. Candles are nice decoration. That's about it. If you want to buy anything, well, here you are. You can buy some eggs if you wanted. It's onward we go. And if you want to explore this area, I mean, oh, it's so cool. It's so pretty. Love it. And yes, you can walk in the hot spring. And I think you get an achievement for it, so yeah, by all means. Why not? I've already gotten that achievement, so clearly not gonna get it this time. There's the fast travel location when you so choose to use it. So here's what we'll do. Since we cleared out onsen, and since we now have that fast travel checked off the list, let us continue through the road. We're gonna end up traveling into Iwasaki, which is gonna have different enemies. You might notice over there that there is iron ore on the ground. If you happened to have brought your shovel, you could go gather more iron ore if you'd like. We will not have to worry about that. We'll have plenty of access to iron ore shortly. And it is nice scenery. It is nice just to get lost walking through the area and seeing pretty scenery. And we do have a bit of a run to go. I'm still heading east, but I'm choosing to go up over the hill, as we will find that the hill is nice to be able to have a vantage point to check to see where we're at. Sometimes we end up with, there you go, another random person that we can take to our village. Here's yet another refugee. Now, we'll check our needs. And low on beverages, but out of control great on everything else. So, I suppose. Oh, we do want to make note. 14 adults and maintenance at, or health at 18. So this is a total safe move. We aren't going to end up with a surprising new need to take care of if we take on this gentleman. So let's assign you a home, and congratulations, we just hit the limit of people we have that we can do, that we can actually assign to jobs. So I can assign him to a forager's workplace and get mushrooms for meals. I can assign him to a land field to do canola. Why not? Oh, shoot. Now we need to get out of here, and we need to move quick, because right in the middle of me talking to this person, we ended up with a boar who is taking us down. Alright, cool. Alright. Sometimes you have to be mindful of the boars. There we go. Free resources. Ooh, don't get caught in the middle of talking to somebody and then have a boar try to gore you. Gather up the nest, because feathers, always feathers. There are going to be, I believe, bear in the area, so be mindful of that as well. We'll come down to here, or is it wolves? Perhaps it's wolves. And now we come into the busiest village there is, Iwasaki. It is a village that, oh, is unfortunate. I have always wanted to be able to take down the headman in this village so you can own Iwasaki. It would just feel like a great thing to be able to liberate this place, since he makes extensive use of slave labor to make sure he can take care of his mines. And you know what? I'd love to free these people. But that's not a part of our storyline in the main game. It is a very cool village to see in the flyover later on, because it's well lit up. I mean, look at all the lanterns here. And there is going to be somebody here. Hey, old friend. And then we can ask about ironworking and unlock a quest line. We also might get lucky and find a person. Work the mines. Oh, okay. And one of the things we want to do is we want to find, we want to talk to Andong. So where he is depends on your, there we go, he happens to be right there. This is a quest line we can start in this village. You're not from around here. Tells us he's from Osen. Okay, and then we just need to bring him iron ore, which we can get by doing pickaxing, or we can use our shovel to gather. And check it out, fast travel location, right? That's why we did this. Now let's go and let's get ourselves to a nice place here. It does look like we got lucky and we random rolled the large collection of refugees. Check this out. We have 2 refugees that we can take on into a village. But we don't really have places for them to stay, and it wouldn't be a good idea right now before the end of the day to do that. We're going to continue to go east. There is a temple you can unlock over there. It's a fast travel, well, not a fast travel location, but you can go into this shrine and you can offer to it. Don't remember what Amatasaru wants. Ooh, I totally butchered that. I apologize. I'm not sure. Sake. We need sake for this one. And again, we get a beautiful animation. Oh yeah, obviously sake. Look at all of it. Oh. Real nice. I'm going to fast forward through it since we are at that spot. So we can make an offering if we had sake with us. I don't. So we're going to get out of here. The next place I would like to build a village is most likely Iwasaki, just because I want to be able to produce iron ore with workers. That is our build location. What we're going to do is head over this way. And we have so much running that we're doing. And there's going to be a lot of running at first when we don't have our fast travel locations done. When we get over to here, I tend to build in this area. Oop, this is wolf territory, and there's the wolf. So, if you can get the drop on them, it's really helpful. Keep in mind that they are going to show you their face as soon as you hit them once, and then you can usually get that last shot on them pretty quick and easy. And if you get lucky enough that you were skinning and then you can pick up your arrow, you fast forward through the animation. This is where I tend to build my second village. I find it nice because it's got access to water, it's got access to some pretty trees you can use for decorations, and it's also in a region that can produce good resources for you. It can produce iron ore and premium coniferous. You don't have to settle here, it's totally up to you. Now, I did not bring the village bell, which means I cannot just simply take this area on, but I will show you what we're going to do to advance ourselves. We're going to go and we're going to look for the spot. See where that shoreline sticks out a little bit? This is the spot we want to cross, because it's shallow enough for us to cross this whole way. If you go to more distant places, it's possible that your character will take some damage from crossing into water. You take damage to your hit points when you go through water because your character can't swim. If you fall into deep enough water, then you just die. This whole ruined area is going to be an entryway into where the thug camp is. And we are going to travel into where the thug life is, and we're going to free this area. And it's going to take us a time. Obviously there's 12 of them, so we do need to take our time, be mindful, be patient. When we get to about here, I find this is a great spot to just put our fast travel location down. Boom, there we go. And now I could go back and I could build a second village over here. I could just take care of whatever I want to take care of. We could get a start on clearing this camp. What do we need to do? It looks like we need to take out 12 and 1, and then we need to do the iron ore processing station. Again, that's going to take copper. We will need copper. This whole area is filled with ruined buildings. Yes, you can tear them down. Yeah, you get sticks, charcoal, and planks. Is it worth your time? Not at this point, since your villagers are doing the majority of the work for you now. Thugs have more hit points or better armor, depends how the mechanics work. I don't know, honestly, if it's hit points or armor. My guess is armor, but I couldn't tell you honestly. But it does seem that as we go up in challenge, it takes more hits to end an enemy. Do be mindful of the idea that dead bodies soak arrows, so make sure you're aware of that, so that as you start taking these people out, and as you walk through here and take down these foes, that when you're shooting at somebody past this person, you have to know that that arrow will be soaked by that body. And as we do this, we have to take down 12 of these people. It will take us a while. Oh, I was hoping I got that guy in one shot. I don't think you can one-shot anybody. Okay, now this is where I gotta be mindful, right? I want to shoot between the bodies. There we go. Oops, nope, that was a miss, because that was right into the body. You will note that the AI right now is not great at target tracking. It is not great at figuring out where you are. It is not great at deciding how to track you down. Ooh, a healing balm. That's huge. Bronze knife, I did not actually mean to pick that up, but it is good for certain workstations, as in the hunter's hut. It'll allow you to gather more meat. It is a higher technology than we have for most of our stuff. As you go through these homes, you can snag some things. Rope is always worthwhile, I think. It's just one of those intermediate resources that you need so much for. And it is one of those things that gets you nets, which nets are obviously important for fishing. Ooh, that was a good shot. There we go. Now, this is going to be tricky because I'm running here and they obviously saw me this time. They're completely aggroed up, and you're done. Again, being mindful of where the bodies are because we can't... Oh, jeez. Can't shoot through bodies. Whether alive or dead. Oh, your friend just soaks that for you. You thank them in the afterlife. You make sure you go there and say, hey, I'm grateful for where you... Alright, let's see. Maybe we go from this angle. Oh, that helps to hit. That's it. My goodness. I remember these people chasing me down further. It seems like they've changed the distance on how soon they decide to aggro on you. It's interesting. It almost feels like they're doing a worse job now. That's too bad. Hope that they work on that one. Just, it's unfortunate because we don't want it to be too easy, right? I mean, we want to be able to get through here, but also we don't want it to be too easy. Alright, since we still need to take down, what do we need to do? We have 7, and we need to get to 12. We're a ways away. Oh, this guy has a katana. Not to screw around with. The reason I say not to screw around with is that they have a... Oh, that move right there. That move is the one that does it. It covers a very, very good distance. It covers a great deal of distance, and it does really good damage. So that's something to be careful for. Now, what's a bronze sword? I see. I see. Oop. I happen to like the Naginata in this game. I think it's a good weapon. Oh, arrows. Never forget your arrows. Also, remember that whole potion thing? Healing brew. Noticing how slow it regains our health? It's not the best, right? It's not the best. But it will get us health back. We have 9 out of 12 taken care of already. So we're in a really good place. Now, this is probably a convenient time for us to start focusing our intentions on getting up to the big bad. Let's go get the big boss. We're going to go in a nice alternative pathway to get there. Actually, we're going to discover real quick like here that I don't have enough arrows. This is a really short mission. Because we're going to probably pepper this guy from a distance and keep ourselves safe. We don't want to turn this into us being dead. Now when we head up here, we'll see that there's a nice ridge that overlooks the big bad's home. And there's the big bad. Alright, so there are a number of other enemies in this area. I'm not too worried about the fact that we still have a few more to go. And you can definitely sneak down there if you want and just kind of rob this guy if you want. It's a little dicey. Oops, there we go. Now he's probably going to bring some other baddies with him. Oh, every once in a while we get lucky. We need to get ourselves over to here. Oh, there we go. Villagers did their job. He's going to come up this way at some point. Or he's not. I would really like him to. Because if he does come through this way, then I can keep taking him down. Okay, he decided that we left. Yeah, so we gotta remind him that we are here and that he's in danger. We could take the thug down if we want. But I'm thinking, if we want to juggle, there we go. This is what we want to do. There we go. Now we got him coming after us. We'll juggle him a bit. Now if you want an easy time, then you go all the way back here. And then what's going to happen is he's going to get stuck on the iron ore. Well, that's unfortunate for him. So now, if you don't like cheesing it, then don't cheese it. But for right now, he's stuck. And we're going to end him pretty effectively. And that's unfortunate for him. Now we have Bronze Naginata. Interestingly enough, we've done the hardest part of the job, and that the easier part of the job isn't done yet. These guys, in theory. They're the easier part of the job just because they have less hit points. And I say in theory because keeping in mind that they can go badly. If there's enough of them attacking you, it turns into way harder than juggling just the one big boss who's coming after you. So we'll head over here, and then I'm going to take a convenient pathway down. I find this to be the best route to go, especially if you don't get stuck slipping. Alright, and then if the enemies are still available to take you on, then be cautious. Rare beads, looks like we have too much stuff in our inventory, so I'm gonna eat one of those. I don't wanna miss out on looting, right? Combs are really not necessarily worthwhile. And a lot of these weapons you're gonna find are just not that good. Oh, the challenge of having too much stuff. And there we go. An Iron Naginata. That's a great weapon. Matter of fact, speaking of which, putting it right there. That is a good one. Now what else do we get? We get iron out of it, right? And as I said before, that's kind of the key here. Dice sets, I think we can get rid of the bamboo. Drop that. We can always get more bamboo later. Energy drink. Oh, wait. Hold up. This energy drink can be dropped there? Nah. Let's drink it. We want another bandit band, don't we? Okay, now, before we make the bad choice and start attacking people who are right in front of us, who can easily cause us massive damage, we're gonna get ourselves up and out of here. There we are. Because we want to have the advantage. With this, oh, what are we at? We need to take down 2 more thugs. So, it's up to you which route you take to go do this. It's up to you how you want to face them and which thugs you want to take down. If I go over here, there's probably 2 by that gate. There's definitely more than 2 over here. The problem with going too far over this way is that then I have to wander back through the entire village just to get out of here. But there are, oh, there's so many of them. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I really don't want to be facing that many thugs this early on. Or this early on, this before I'm ready to just kind of book it out of here. So what we'll do instead is we'll take the long road. We'll go around this way, and then we get to control how many enemies we face as we face them. It can be really convenient to make sure that you're the one controlling how much access to you these enemies have, so that as you go and as you kind of finish up this quest line area, this liberation quest, you're doing it safely and in a convenient way that allows you to be sure that you do actually succeed without dying too much. Could you go bravely into it and face them down with a melee weapon for fun? Yes, of course you can. Of course. And it can be a lot of fun. Just be ready to do some blocking. Speaking of which, maybe we will face one of these guys down, or 2 of these guys down, with our actual weapons, since we've done a good job so far of clearing this place out with arrows. Bow's about to break. We'll get an arrow into one of them, bring them towards us, and then we'll face them down with our new beautiful Naginata. You there. Oh, well. Oh, is that how it is? Oops, I thought that was a Naginata. That is definitely not a Naginata. Oh, there's 2 of them. Perfect. Now pressing T to lock on, and I'll do a fast attack, and then we'll try a power attack in there. There we go. A lot of spam in the attack button. Now with you, let's block. I'll hold down Alt to block. Hold down Alt a lot because knife moves are really, really impactful and fast. Block again, just in case he's coming at us. And make sure that they weren't actually going to do a second move. Oh, there we go. Now we got their guard break, which means that they are done. Okay. Now, I have a cleared camp and a whole lot of enemies that don't get to do anything anymore. Check again. It is done. Now we just need to construct the iron ore processing station, so onward we go. Okay, next major tip is, obviously we have way too much stuff in our inventory. We could easily store some of it in our fast travel location, but we also have another interesting thing we can do. So with this fast travel location, I can go back to my villages, or I'm going to hold down T to move this, and then I'm going to run. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to take this thing back across the river, and we're going to make use of it in a different location. Because it is nice to have this thing, and if you want to keep it here, you should. And then you can always come back here and clear out the broken down buildings, go fight more thugs if you want more items, because they do drop decent loot that can be sold for good money. Although we are sitting on a lot of money right now, as you can tell. It's up to you what you want to do. I'm taking this thing across the river, though, because I want to be able to continue onwards. Now, here's that spot in the river where we can see that it's nice and shallow, and we can also note that there is a break between the 2 grasses there. It's a nice clear indicator that we're on the right road. Alright, I'm going to say place your fast traveler quick, just so it's down, so that then you can continue this journey. The reason for it is that there may be wolves on this hill as you cross over, and if you end up getting attacked and have to defend yourself quickly, you'll drop what you're doing right now, which is moving your workstation, and then you'll have to pick it back up again after your fight. It is also a real disadvantage to be moving this thing while wolves are trying to bite your face off. So yeah, by all means. And how about that? Now we're set, and now we can fast travel back to Sosogi, and we'll drop off all of our things. And with that, we'll continue onwards, and we'll liberate this region and liberate more. We have so much more to do. Well, back here, and looking in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to see some icons. One of those icons indicates that we don't have tools for a certain job. Let's find that out. As we see, we have all these things in our inventory that we need to get in here, and our population, carpentry station, it's all of the carpentry stations, and a water field. So let's manage the job. Okay, so it's been 3 days that they've been using this bag, which means now we are out of a rice bag. It's time to make one. We'll do that, and we'll also make some tools for our people here. Now we can't do it just yet, given that we have a lot of junk in our inventory we got to drop off. So let's put things away. What's really handy right now is that we have a lot of, we needed that, but we'll do that in a bit. Tell you what, I'll show you how to decorate things real quick. We have a couple torches we could use for decorations as well. I think it'd be worthwhile to do a quick little bit of, we can even use the stupa. The bronze sword is pretty damaged. I do love the naginata. Oh, that was, no, that's a really powerful particular thing there. We don't want to get rid of that. You could keep any of these tools that you so choose, that if you find that you really want any of these things in your inventory, that's cool. I don't need to carry those. I just realized I'm telling you a thing that's not quite right. Don't worry about carrying them. Remember, you can place anything that's in your village inventory anywhere you like, anytime you like. So, now that we have those set, we'll press Q and let's make 5 stone axes. We're still just using stone axes because at this point the number of workers that we have is really taking care of our needs quite well. It's not a huge deal that we don't have higher quality axes. It would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice? But we don't need it just yet. Alright, we've already built the tanner's facility, the tailor's workshop. Sorry, let me try that again. Let's go to water field seed bags. And there, look at that, rice seed bag. All we need is 4 fur and 25 rice. Go for it. There we go. We get a nice little bit of experience. Let's see here. How close are we to wrapping up these storages? Yeah, we're not too close. This one nearly. We have a few to go in a lot of these, unfortunately. Lots of sticks. Go figure. Well, we'll gather up a few sticks. We could also chop some logs down, and then we can wrap those up. Alright, well, anyway, that puts us there. Let's say if we want to do some initial decorating. You know, we have this area here, and it looks pretty dull. Let's go into our furniture, and let's go into house furniture. Why don't we put a table in there? Now, obviously, the cost of these things is very different. I happen to like the round table, and it's inexpensive, so win-win. I'm going to take that, or left-click on it, and then let's say we want to have, might even want to move some of my other stuff. Let's say I put the table there. It's going to take some planks. Now we can press E to change the type. If you want, you can unlock the different colorations of them. Again, we're going to cost money, and it's going to cost us planks, unfortunately, to change it. So we're going through resources here, right? But we are getting free experience, which is not terrible. Let's try some other things. Why not? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing the rapid click thing. I have my hammer out. I'm right-clicking. I'm going furniture. I'm going house furniture. Chairs. Seating arrangements. These are cool. The sitting pads are pretty classic and neat looking. These are better. It doesn't matter per se what you put down. I kind of like these, so let's go for it. The problem is we're going to need planks and straw now. Put one of those down. Oh, tell you what, let's do a thing. Let's go back in house furniture one more time. And let's go into seating arrangements and let's do this. Now, I'm going to hold down the shift button while I do this. I'm going to rotate that and boom. Now you'll notice that I am still ready to place down these things. By holding down shift, it allows me to continually place down an object of the same type. Now, of course I'm going to run out of planks because I decided to go heavy on seats, but that's okay. We'll go get those planks. Now, if you don't like the fact that this is so close to there, you can always move it. We can just go T. With these buildings, I kind of like to have it out in this region, just because, you know, it makes more sense that it's on the not wooden floor, but totally up to y'all. And look at that, somebody's already using one of our chairs. I love it. Now let's go right click, let's go decorations. And from here, we're going to go others and a candle. And then we can place it. You see this whole blue grid now says we can place this anywhere we like in this region. Well, right there. There we go. And now, is there anything else that we have that kind of looks nice? I mean, obviously, sake bottle. The stupa, I'm not sure where we would put that per se. And a lot of these others are going to be just good little decorations you can have around the area. Like, maybe we can have a basket, right? So you probably should rotate that beast. There we go. Well, how about that? See, now we're starting to make the place feel more lively and lived in. And now it might help, too, to rearrange some of these places here. Roadways are really easy to work with, too, since we're kind of on that idea. We'll go to basic structures, pathways, and now one of the reasons why I found it very necessary to have lots of stone is that I know I'm about to start digging into stone roadways. When I select it, I'm going to then start my pathway. Let's say we want to walk right down the middle. There we go. And now here's our structure. We can walk with it and go. Now I would recommend that you place it periodically and then get up to it and watch how it snaps. When it snaps here, let's walk with it a ways. Snap. And then let's make a turn, because roads aren't always perfectly straight, especially not if they're being made by people who are, crafting this by hand. Well, that was unfortunate. There we are. And to continue our road, we'll just go up to here, basic structures, pathways, and this is rough stone path. And then let's make our roadway go this way. You will see every once in a while, we'll say character model in the way, and you know, that happens. But we'll get through it. You just kind of walk yourself in a way that makes sense. And then I'll make this pathway end here, and I'm going to go a little under, just because I think that that'll work out okay for us. Then we can make a branch off of here, and we'll probably want to have the walkway go past our other structures. And I'm constantly clicking and unclicking, because I want to give it that slightly, not, natural, not natural, but like, it makes sense type of pathway, right? Where it's kind of like, it does look like it kind of meanders like a roadway would if somebody made it by hand. There we go. We have a lot of roads. Simply left click and you're good. And then you can run and left click through this whole thing, which I find myself doing a whole bunch when I'm in my game, is that when I make pathways, I just kind of run and click the whole way. And then I make a bunch of pathways going through places. And we can run through all this area and exhaust our poor character who's just trying to make it through the day. There we go. Now we have some structures to finish up, some planks to get, some sticks to get, and since things have been produced now, we should be in a better spot. So let's get that going, and then let's finish up what we needed to do. We also have that rice seed bag, which we could easily drop here in our storage. Oop, gone, and you see it instantly disappeared because it was being claimed by the person who needed it. I don't like gathering sticks anymore, especially when a person has 127 logs. Why would I care about doing this? So let's go. And now that we have 123 logs, I mean, why would I not just go bonkers and just start making tons and tons of planks? Because I can, and now we don't need to think about it as often. We're going to start our second village, and then we're going to look into our timing to see where we are at with our seasonal change, and then it's time to really, well, I guess for you all, what I would do now is I would really ramp up the number of people I have. I would want to just quickly ramp up how many workers I have, because I want to start being able to do all of the projects between seasonal divides. Now I say you're going to do what you want to do, it's because, I mean, that's really it, right? You should choose to do what you want to do. Where do we want to put this stupa? Should have a small place of worship. Oh, it won't go up on ledges. There we go. 5 experience points. Yay! Well, anyway, so it's a thing, right? It's a thing. We get a small bump of experience every time we do a thing. And this building, once it's done, we can have somebody focused on making us feathers. Although we're starting to find arrows as we do our missions now, which is handy. Someday we won't be having wooden hammers, won't we? Now in here, there are a number of workstations that are handy. I happen to find that this particular building has a really rough organization to it, which makes it kind of hard to work with. I tend to move that bed so that I can put a second workstation in there, but I also don't tend to use this as often as I think I could. I love its appearance though. One of the things that really stands out is having this tower here really is nice. It's fun. It really adds a lot of atmosphere to your village, which I think is its greatest quality. That in it can get you feathers. Okay, that's it. That's all we can do for that structure until we liberate Segi. Sorry. Let's see here. And Segi is going to take us a bit. Also mansion structures. Yes, indeed. Alright, well, this isn't a bad place to consider liberating simply because, look, we've already gotten 3 out of 8 bandits. There's a bandit leader to take down. But I will be fully honest with you in the sense that this is not a priority for me anymore in the game, just because we don't need bronze tools, and all we get are bronze tools, and a village location for tin. So what I'm going to say is this is what our focus is. We've obviously done most of the work. Time to get to that processing station and make it happen. And then, this is a huge area, because getting the Tatara to be able to make steel weapons is a big deal. I am a huge fan of all the steel weapons, and this is the easiest place to unlock in the known area. Because it's one thing. Make one central plains small bridge. That's it. This is so simple, and we're going to unlock this. The healing compress is a wonderful addition to our work. It is summer of day 3, meaning that it's time for us to either decide that we're going to end on day 3 or end on the next day. But anyway, let's check our needs. Looks like beverages are low, and we noted that before. So what happens next is we go here and we change to an advanced well. The advanced well is going to make it so that we don't have to consider this stuff as much anymore. Let's change a worker over. Build our well. Now, let's change our person. Who's working in a simple well? You. No. Let's change this. So you'll note that before... Oh, my apologies. Let's check it. We're down by 160, right? Let's go and let's take this person and change them from the simple well to the advanced well. We were under by 160 before. Let's make it better. The advanced well gathers more water. It's handy. Now we're up to 600. Where are our needs now? We are only under by 60. Not bad. So we've gained 100 in our difference. We still need another worker on that job if we want to stay in the green. What we can do right now is we can take our old well, and unfortunately it's gone for good, and I don't see that we get our resources back. We'll just go ahead and build a new one. Okay, cool. Done. Now we're sitting pretty. Check our needs. Beverages. I need a new villager, right? I mean, that's where we're at here. It would be nice too. I believe we've actually filled this entire location. Well, we have one more thing to check before we run to the next job. We have 9 bronze here. That's good. We have 9 bronze, and how much bronze in here? Oh dear. Oh, 15 bronze. Well, great. We'll take all these planks with us because obviously we'll use them. And it also might be handy for us to take a few more things. We'll need to take stone and bamboo as well. Oh, do I still have that bronze sword? That would have been nice. As I recall, we can actually put a torch up for decoration too, but... Oh, we're low on bamboo. Okay, well, then it's time to go cure that problem. Do that, and I don't think we need to carry all this around. Ooh, oh, the dice sets are also a decoration you can put down. You can also sell them. It's totally up to you. But I think we need to drop off our foods and be set. It would be nice to feed our character as well, so let's eat some of the... Oh, I can just eat straight from here. Tell you what. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm right-clicking and pressing eat just so I can be done with this part of things. There we go. Alright, let's go build our village up, and then we'll go on the hunt for people. Traveler's Outpost number 1, if you recall, is the one we left in the Watchtower area for the Injiro Rebels. So we want to be cautious and remember where our particular watchtowers are, right? Alright, let's do this. Let's say we'll get our small project finished. Oh, I'm about to discover that I totally forgot a lot of my things. Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Let's get our small project set up here. You have to find an area to build, and it has to be flat, and it has to be doable. Stones and bamboo. Yeah, that was my mistake. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go to Iwasaki, and then we're going to gather some things. Oh, I'm being silly. I need to not just do Iwasaki because I have an inventory. No, we're good. Okay, let's get through here. We could bring Andong the iron. That would have been a good move to do to couple this together. I must be just waking up, apparently. Making silly mistakes. Alright, we're going to chop down a bit of the bamboo. I find Iwasaki has a really convenient set of bamboo around us. So we need bamboo, we know that for a lot of our projects. We know we need stone for our projects. Let's gather this up, get a bunch of it. We also can go to other areas to get bamboo, but I find that this stuff that's right here in this area really makes it easy on us. And, yes, now we're going to be stuck in that spot I was before. Okay. A few silly mistakes later, we'll get through this. And it's okay to make mistakes, right? I think that's one of the things we need to remind ourselves of as we play, is that you're playing the game and you're having fun. That's the goal. And if you make a mistake, it's whatever. Who cares? We're here to learn. We're here to have a good time. And it's not as fun if we're sitting there expecting ourselves to get everything perfect every single time. And I'm sure that we'll get through things, and we'll figure that out, and we'll eventually have a village that we really, really love. And we're getting there as we go. I can go to any building with a general storage, and I can steal some stuff, right? I need to snag some rock, and we needed bamboo. I also think it's worthwhile to take that village bell, right? Because we're going to build that. Let's do that. And, oh, we do have some oil lamps. That's fantastic. Those are great for lighting. That's my go-to for cool lighting. And it looks like we have a good amount of things here. I would say, oh, we could actually offer at the shrine. Let's split a stack and let's go like that. Let's do the offering at the shrine. And hey, while I'm thinking of it, let's also take a chunk of iron. Whoa, that's way more than I expected it to be. There we go. All right, now let's get back at this. I think we also want to make sure we build another hammer. I know that we're going to run out. We are going to go and we are going to gather a little more bamboo first. And the whole idea about going to Andong, right? Since we can, he's going to issue us a quest line that we can't finish, and we're a long ways off from doing. It's okay though, we're just going to get things rolling so we can finish it up later. So with our friend here, Andong, we're going to say, hey, now that I iron, what do I do? Oh yeah, make some stuff. Make me some pickaxes and shovels. Cool, thanks man. We will get on that. We are not going to be able to do that for a while, but we did just gain 400 free experience points just for showing him that we harvested iron. Great. So we can help him out with his quest line, and we can also get ourselves in a spot where we're making more amazing things. Now, when you cut these, the bottom, the stumps of the bamboo, if you will, they will take only a couple hits to take away. You don't need to shovel. You don't need to use a shovel to get rid of them. You just simply hit them with an axe and they're gone. Again, they won't grow back afterwards is the problem. So if you wanted them to come back, then be careful. Don't get rid of them. Alright, we'll go through here, and I'm going to take you through building your village in the next area. And we'll also get ourselves to the other small bridge project in the region so we can get on that. We also need to take on these villagers over here that are waiting for us, these refugees that need our help. We will do that. And we were also going to go to this shrine. The reason is to gain a little bit of monk experience, right? Of some Way of the Monk. And with that, that'll help us for leveling, of course, since the early Way of the Monk stuff is all about helping you level your skills up quicker. It can be handy. It's also nice to know that we're getting yet another shrine. Yay! Okay, now we got a Way of the Monk level, because that's a new shrine for us and a new unlock, and that's cool. Now we did a little something extra. Here's some iron ore if you wanted to gather more iron while we're here, and a bunch more bamboo. Now we'll head on back over to our village region. How would I put a marker down? There we go. That'll help us out. And that's just me going to the map and right-clicking in the area that I want to go to. I happen to like building in this area because I want those premium coniferous planks. I think they look a little better. Is it noticeably better? I'm going to be real with you. It's not very noticeably different. I think it is, but I don't know. I like it. it gives a nice feel to it. And it's I play the way I want to play, which is I want to have better structures. I want to imagine that upgrading to the better structures matters. Alright, we've talked about this one last time. This whole idea about where the village bell gets placed matters, but let's just put it down crazy like in a way that we're like just, I don't know. Who knows if this is the right spot? Let's find out if it's the right spot indeed. Let's go back over here and there we go. Then all we do is hold down T and we say, okay, is that the right spot? Well, this is having me go way out into the water, and I can't build stuff out there, so that's a waste of space. That's a waste of my placement. I don't want to have it too close to the water because I don't want to waste build locations on places I can't build. Let's go back a bit, right about there, and let's see how that did. Hold down T, and let's go check it. We do still need to have buildings in the water. We just don't want to have the whole darn thing in there. Oh yeah, we still got some space. And it goes way out to there, so that's a lot of room, and that's nice. I apologize for the chugging. There is a computer upgrade in my future. It'll be a little while, but we're going to work on that. There we are. Let's try that one. Okay, now, let's check it again. You'll notice that it's up on the hill there, and that's good. I like that, because I want my boundary up in spots where I can't build, and I don't really want to build. Ooh, that's going to be just right. Look at that. That's right on the water line. Ooh, actually, I take that back. That's going to be too tight because we need room for the building. We need room for the fishing village or the fishing hut to say it can build in the water. So that's a little too close. Let's fix that up a bit. I think if we gave, that's about the length of one of those boats. Okay, we did it. All right, first thing you need to do in this new area is build the general storage. And the general storage gives us access to all the things that are sitting in our general storage. So this is going to take us a number of resources. Oh my. We could build a quick, it's tempting to build a quick carpenter station, but unfortunately I won't be able to utilize it until I have sticks because I have to make the structure. So let's just gather up some sticks and deal with the fact that we actually have to catch up here with the sticks that I forgot to bring. Sorry about that. And again, gonna be alright. We're gonna make it through this. It might be worthwhile to go from having the simple wall, which is plankage. I don't know. Let's see here. Can we change it? Let's purchase coniferous wall. That's better. See, now we're using planks, which I brought a ton of, and now less sticks, which is good because I did not bring as many sticks, and I really don't want to spend my time gathering more. The makeshift roof we can also upgrade in time, but we don't have to do that right now. What we can do instead is we can just get this thing done. And of course this area has a decent amount of sticks. I'm going to need more though, of course, because it is, unfortunately, this region is sitting without a storage just yet, so I can't just pull resources in. There we go. Now we should be able to build all manner of things. Now I know that it really is helpful to have a woodcutter's hut right away, just so we can process things down. These trees really don't do much for us, and they tend to just kind of be a bother. I'm just going to get rid of it. And I'm going over to my production building. I need the woodcutter's hut because I really want to be able to make sticks or logs as I see fit. I'm also going to want a workstation for them. There goes that hammer. Sticks, huh? No, coniferous. There we go. Now you might note that we're out of sticks again, as we just are. We could fast travel back home, and we could easily just gather up a bunch of sticks, but I think we'll make it through this. And while we're here, let's start planning and thinking. So if this is where we're stuck, which is running around gathering sticks, then let's use that time to make some considerations. This village is going to gather us iron. It can't gather us iron this season because it isn't liberated yet, but it will be soon. Now, we don't have to build here. You can choose to build in the Central Plains area instead, since we're going to liberate that area as well. You are able to build here and have villagers have workstations. They just can't produce the resources that are unlocked here by liberating it. So in other words, I won't be able to assign somebody to mine iron until the liberation has happened. It doesn't count as available. Alright, that will work well. And again, as always, what I always say is make sure you get that second workstation down. I had a momentary pause there because I just realized it's showing me that I can make a certain structure. Oh, you know what? Let's make some sticks. I have 42 logs in my inventory, not in my current holding inventory, but now that I built the general storage, all of my storages are linked. So now we are back on. We are not at all concerned because we can easily get access to all the things we need. Now, I was talking about how we need people. Well, let's go. I, of course, ended up holding down the wrong button. I'm rotating it the inefficient way. Let's see here. Another object is blocking furniture. There we go. Right there. Let's make this beast. We are going to start running low on logs because we're churning through them, right? We're really going through a lot of logs because of all the building we are doing, and because we're processing those logs down to sticks and things like that. Now, if it's bothersome that we processed logs down to sticks and we didn't go gather sticks, you'll see that we're going to use them. So we are going to make use of every one of those sticks that we processed. And I know it's not ideal to use up our logs that could be used for a better purpose on just sticks, but it's all about saving time and working at the level you want. And look at all the things we got to do. Yep, back to sticks again. Okay, and this is why you can tell why I really go at my early villages having lots and lots and lots of carpenters. It is just the go-to job. I want that to happen constantly. I would just want that to be the main job for everybody's village, and anybody I can get away with taking on is going to be working at one of these stations, because we need so very much early game. And again, we are always adding the +2 beds that we get for any housing structure. We now have 2 jobs that are available in this area, and we can easily add more. It would be nice to have our mining camp for the future. The kitchen I don't find to be necessary just yet. The forge is here, but not much that we can do. We have to liberate that swamp area. I am so curious why this said I had something unlocked. Oh, okay. Nothing that we can make good use of. Alright. Well, from here, we have a start on our village. We know we need to add some things. I see that we need to finish up our structure. And it looks like we are going to also need to get more planks, since we're in this predicament. And let's go check out what we need to do for that project. That'll be enough of that. And then it's time to consider how many logs we have as well. Oh, and I need access to the... Now here's a problem though. We don't have access to the wood storage because we don't have that structure built. It's a thing we can do, but for now we can fast travel. Let's just do the fast traveling. Alright, to our second outpost. Let's finish up that beast and then see what we can do. And then let's get ourselves a lot of unlocks. There we go. Nice. Now, logs. 35 logs. My goodness. Then we'll... I clicked on it, right-clicked, and went over to planks. That's great. Let's... Oh, I've pressed F. I apologize. Then let's go F, and then... No logs. So, we have a choice. We can wait till the end of the day, which is not a bad idea. Let's just do that. Let's instead do the things we know we can do on the side. Let's go to Iwasaki. Because we know that we have workers that need to be taken on. We know that we have refugees to bring into our village. We also know that health is going to show up at a population of 18. We are going to be okay because we already have picked up a large collection of medicine-based goods from our fights, and we can always gather more, and we can also craft a number of them. People, let's take you on. And this is apparently going to start as our village of women. We're going to start out with a village with all full female population. Alright, so let's go to player village number 2, which we have yet to name. Oh, let's get you set first. I don't want you sitting in a position where you don't have a home. That's not what we're looking to do. And then we can immediately start thinking about those jobs. Look at that. We want carpentry. I want premium conifers, right? But right, I don't have it yet, right? Because we didn't unlock the region. So we're just, for now, going to have them do that. And then you are also going to go here because we need more of the things. And now, of course, it's showing me I don't have an axe because I don't. She does not have a job. But we will have a job for her very soon. We can solve a number of our problems with money, because we have 1,200 coin, which is a decent amount. It's certainly not bad, but it's not going to really prop us up too quick. You there. What could I possibly sell you that would be worth my time? These. Oh, aren't you going to buy them? There we are. Now we have all of that. What could I buy from you? I have tons of stone at home, but honestly, I'm here and I don't want to spend the time mining, so that's pretty cheap. Is it worth buying these resources? No, not really. But I think it's faster just to have it done through here. I could also buy that if I wanted, but I don't think we need to do that. Alright, mining trainer, thanks for your time. You there, is there anything I can get from you other than just selling these off that might be helpful for us as we move on? Doesn't appear so. Alright. Now, we do need a job, and we do need to make a hammer. So, we could go to Segi and see if there's any cheap lumber to buy. We also could go to Segi and just start chopping down trees. Segi happens to have a really convenient area to chop trees down. And we might just want to do that. Oh, and I didn't bring the, unfortunately did not bring the things I could sell to our friend here. If you want to try to buy lumber, we go to these guys, and yeah, these are logs and they sell for 4. Not bad. Planks for not too much. It's fair. I mean, honestly, what's the harm in buying these things when it's barely doing a dent to any of our costs of things? It's convenient, it's easy, and it's nice. The only thing I find frustrating is the price of bamboo is high, but who cares? It's not gonna we're not going to be confronted by that one. So now I have a few more logs which we can use. My apologies for that. And let's go back to our main village. Since we do, I think it's worth us getting a couple of our workstation online so we can get moving. Oops, need to load the background at some point. Whee! There we go. All right. What would be a worthwhile structure here is the question we ask ourselves. A brewery? Sure, we could definitely do that. A fisherman's hut? Yes, that could be very useful since it does produce food and it does produce a number of other resources. Beverages. Oh, you know what we needed? This is exactly what we need right now. We don't have a well here, and it could be nice to add that to our spot here. And of course, that does help a lot since we do need them to have a job. And now we're set. Now we have a job, we can just kind of focus on the other builds we've been doing. This will be handy since we do actually need this, and it does take care of work for other jobs as well, since we already know that water is used for a number of our other projects. Oil, cooking, all the things. It did just tell us that we had no space for those items, so I am going to dip into here real quick like and drop our stuff off. Oh, and I have one more axe to go. And then we can go back to the ground here and find where we crafted those, pick them up and go. I probably need to keep at least one of these axes in my inventory so that we can do some good with that. Checking the needs one more time, it looks like we are now on health, and you can see that we have a bit of a problem. Alright, so let's do some problem solving. We're going to go to Aratani. We're going to see what we can get away with. We want to see, can we find some of the really, really helpful resources early on here. I want a lotus roots. Chrysanthemum flowers are going to take care of some of our needs, so I think that that's a go. You know what, we could buy all of this since we don't have it yet. That would be nice. I am sitting here traveling with a lot of logs. That was a not good choice. Let's see here, lotus root is what I want, and I am not striking it rich today, that's for sure. Because lotus roots would do a lot of good for us. Lotus root makes burn ointment, and burn ointment makes for really easy medicine needs. Takes care of quite a bit. Everkeeper, you got anything good? No, of course not. But that's okay. And there should be another vendor over here for herbs. We can check and see if they have anything worthwhile. And then, hopefully, we can actually do some good with this. I'm pretty sure I already checked you. Alright, well, that being the case, I think we'll just get back. We'll finish up a couple things, and we'll call it as close as we can get it. I'm going to go Traveler's Outpost number 2. We had to get 35 logs. We just bought a bunch of logs, which is something, and it's helpful. It's not all of what we needed. Let's go over and drop off our stuff. That's only 8 logs. And a ways to go, right? Okay. We're going to go to Segi. Just because we have the need. We don't have to take care of these needs just yet. I do want to first off just say right now, we don't have to take care of this right now. It is still morning. We have time. It is worth just looking to see what things we can get away with. Burn ointment I do obviously find to be the best thing you can make. These healing brews are, as far as health needs, it's 13 health needs and it only cost us a bunch of mushrooms and water. It's still not bad, and honestly we aren't using ours right now, so if I was to just take, let's say we took 1 stack of 10 and let's place it in there. We have to go to priorities, of course, because I did tell them that they don't get to consume my healing brews, so we can check the box. Since we have 10 of them, we have 130. That raises that up quite well, so I think we'll just keep it even there. Let's go for that. Don't let them take those though, that's tricky. This stuff for now we're just dropping in here. I know it's not the right place for it. So, alrighty, we do need a bunch of logs, and we do have villagers that we would love to find. I do see a question mark out there, so let's go check it. If it's another villager, that's handy. We'll take that person on in our village. It does appear to be so. It's nice to check the shorelines every once in a while just to be sure you aren't missing out on some opportunities for more villagers, and this is one of them. Howdy, friend. Alright, you're in. Now, of course, when we assign homes, we're going to note we do have another spot in Segi. Apparently, we have 2. The Tailor's Workshop has a space. Let's assign you a job. And then we just need a thing for you to work on. I could give them a job here. Why don't we do this? I was talking about how I wanted... Ooh, wrong one. So let's get back here. Let's change your job. And we want to be at the hunter's workplace here. And you can have them gather meat or feathers or fur. And fur, you'll notice they can only get 13. That's not really a lot. And meat, 37 is not bad because the meals that you make with these are good. But we make tons of fish, and that's where we're going to be at. I'm going to do arrows because I know that I want to construct more arrows over time. So I think we're in a good spot for that. It's not the best job. It's not doing a lot for us. But right now we don't have as much of a struggle when we look at our needs. We seem to be doing okay. I'll run back in, and then let's do the second project. And it's going to turn into us doing a lot of building of... We're going to have to construct a lot of stone axes, so I'm just going to gather up a bit here so we have it ahead of time. How many stones do we have with us? 50 is not going to cut it, I don't think. So let's take a little more. And we have a lot of planks. That'll do just fine. Oops, we can take those on. They're in the wrong spot. Right, now we're going to look at the map and we're going to decide how can we most easily get to that project. There. Looks like Iwasaki is the fastest route. So we're going to go fast travel. Iwasaki. And I put a marker down, so we're going to go there. Our goal today is to unlock 2 regions before the end of our season so that we can advance. Now, where's my marker? I believe it was that beigey color. Or is it tan? Should we call it tan? Off mauve. Deep taupe. Tinted eggshell? I don't know. Anyhow, oh, I bet you those are enemies. Those are enemies. What type of enemies are you? Thug. They are living the thug life right in our area. You know what? How many arrows do I got? 1. So, you can choose to do that fight if you would like. I'm going to choose to not sit here and do that fight for a while because I want to finish my projects. I'll come back to them. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. We'll take care of that. We can gather up the garlic just for the unlock if we want, or also the fact that it's an herb, and that is useful. There's our project over there. We are now overlanding it through a region that has boars and potentially bears, so we will be mindful. And I did gather up some sticks before we left so that we would easily be able to Construct our axes that are totally going to break down quickly here. Oh, and we ran across a refugee. Oh, I just dissed her. Why don't you come live with us? Now, unfortunately, this is a little... Oh no, we're good. Okay. We'll assign you a job. And again, here we go. Now we happen to have more people than I necessarily needed, but we could have them go heavy on water and we can have an overage of water. It's not the worst thing in the world. You also could have them making you resources that you don't want to make. So let's do this, but then let's say, hey, actually I don't like this. I don't want you to do that. So I'm going to change it. And I'm going to go back and we're going to say, where's our workshop? Let's say that we actually want to do something with our woodworking table. And let's say that one of the things that I don't want to spend my days doing is making a whole bunch of rope. Okay, done. We'll just have her making the rope. Now I don't have to make the rope so I can make the fishing nets. It's just done. I have a person on it. It's not the most efficient job in the world simply because you can make those ropes and 10 ropes is not taking you a long time. Oh, for these special projects, by the way, you can place them right on the roadway and then they'll vanish after the project's completed, so it doesn't really matter. It will not be a sore thumb or an issue as you sit there across the seasonal divides. And let's make that hammer. Alright, now we're on to it. And of course we're going to need lots and lots of logs. So this is about to become a whole lot of me chopping down every tree in the area and just going to town. So this is going to require a whole lot of fast forwarding, so I'll see ya. Well, there we have it. Look at that. Already done with that one. Now it does say 5 workers, right? Oh my. See the symbols above it are 5 character icons. Hey, 5 people. That's going to be a bit. Let's go. Oh, and by the way, when you think about it, is this a great spot to have a village? Paper trees and ice and premium deciduous? Yeah, those are good things. You can harvest ice on your own if you want. I happen to think that iron ore is going to go longer for us. In other words, it's going to be a more useful resource for more of the game than ice is. Ice is going to be useful and important in its own right, but not as useful and as important as, say, the resources we are going to get out of Iwasaki. Okay, now we have that debate here. As we work on our skills in fighting, it is really worth noting that some weapons are superior to others for the way you play. If you like to spam the attack button, then you want to have a Tanto. If you want to keep enemies at a distance, I think the Naginata does the job. Now, 3 versus 1 here is not a good move. I mean, I really shouldn't do this. But don't do it. We're gonna jump back. Oop, we're gonna jump back with the control button, and then we're gonna try to juggle them a bit here. Press T to lock onto this guy. Now with the katana, it is worth noting that now with her doing that move, we can jump in and take advantage of it. Oops, we do want to get her while she's down, because that is a bonus to damage. I'm gonna hold down. Oop. Now with this, because he did his attack. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna jump back, and then I'm gonna decide not to die. We'll take our mushroom brew for a bit so we can regen our health. We're gonna give ourselves a moment to recover. We'll take another mushroom brew. Now with the moves with the katana, the problem with the katana gentlemen is that they do a good amount of damage with those power attacks, and one of their attacks, I find, the one that gets me every time, is the one that's delayed, where it goes and it's slow and then they strike. Now that guy's walking away. This is perfect. We're going to take advantage of that. So since his friend is leaving him, leaving his friend alone. Who does that? Your buddy is not a buddy. There we go. The running poke is a handy one. And let's go over here and talk to his friend. Say, hey, you left your friend alone. I realized that I had no honor and I ran. However, I didn't leave my friend to die. Ooh, that is a parry. By the way, when you think about parries, and you'll see that a lot of what I'm doing right now is that whole philosophy of the best defense is a good offense. If I keep them juggled and backed up, I can tend to do better. It's a strategy. It's not the best. Now you there, did you drop a... Wow, it's a bronze sword. Boo. I don't want a bronze sword. I want a katana. We can take their loots. It's actually really good. You'll be surprised. The sickness medication does a lot for our medicine needs. It is... Oh no, it doesn't. I'm sorry. I thought that was anti-poison. It's only 30 needs for our villagers, but we did just get that for free, and we didn't have to make it, and those do cost a lot of resources. Let me guess, bronze sword? Yeah, bronze sword. Okay. Okay, and let's see what we can do here. I just want to find out here real quick. I don't think this works. And I think I tried it last time. Oh yeah, it has to be iron. It has to be an iron katana, and then you can start chopping down bamboo. Oh, boo. Well, we are here, and we're going to use the fast travel location to get to our village. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to wrap this whole thing up. We are nearing the end of the day, and I don't see any icons that indicate that our villagers have needs to take care of. I've already sold a bunch to him, so he won't have any money. Put a player in a village number 2, and obviously you should definitely name it by all means. Please do consider naming your village to make it homey and nice. Alright, let's go this way and drop things. So, at this point, I don't have wood storage, so if I drop things into this storage, it does seem like it's not the correct place for it, but we aren't going to stress that for now. We can move those things later. Burn ointments do go here. That is definitely where we want it. Herb beets do, but they don't do anything for us just yet. Okay, this being the case, the only real thing we have left now... Oh, and just for demonstration purposes, when we look at this, when I use that healing balm, look how much faster that takes care of our health needs. That is why we need that. And that is why we really want the Central Plains location to be unlocked, because we do get something nice out of that deal. And we get that healing compress. That's what's going to be worthwhile. Since I know what we're up to next, which is going and taking care of our next project, I do kind of want to get this wood storage built, just so we have it, and it's not... And so we aren't being told we don't have the things we need. We can place it where we want, and we can always move it later. So I shouldn't stress too much about where I'm placing it. Really just place it anywhere I can get away with and move on. And it looks like we're almost out of logs, and we did just take away some of the logs we were going to use for our construction, so that's going to be a little bit of a oopsie-doopie. But this will be handy for when we start building here, since it was telling us that we didn't have access to our storages yet. There we go, done. Wood storage is on. Now, I am going to start chopping some of our trees here, since we're here. We'll gather them, we'll put them in our inventory, and we'll make our way to our location. And I just have so many logs raining from the sky. Oops, sorry for the fast pans. Let's go, and let's go to Traveler's Outpost 2. We're going to wrap this one up, and our people will produce shortly. I was also spending a little time just doing those things, because this allows our villagers to wrap up their job for the day. Which also means that we get more logs, so if for some reason this is taking us a long time and we're like, I don't know if I want to keep chopping down trees, we can easily switch up, and we can say, nah, I'm just going to go gather the wood from our people. That wood storage is going to be important for that, since obviously the wood storage is where they're going to be dropped, now that we have them. Oops, we're too full. Don't need the hammer out when we place things into our special project location. Now the only thing left is logs. 22. 13 to go. Alright, well that's 2 out of 13, right? That was a new error. You may or may not have noticed what just happened there. I couldn't actually swing the axe. It was totally unclear as to why, but what I did was I just dropped the axe that I was holding and picked up a different one. I think just the act of taking the axe out of the inventory and replacing it with a new one was the key. Okay, nice. Our villagers just did their work for the day, and you might have noticed that we have a fresh announcement on the upper left saying, hey, there's things that are missing from work. I can't complete work because I'm missing things. Well, look at that. This is it. Now, this fast travel location right here, we're going to bring that across the river. So what you could do, and what I'll say is, since we don't need to be here anymore, let's take care of that right away. We need to go to a part in the river where it's not going to kill us, obviously. And what I'm going to recommend is that we do just this little thing, which will help you later. And since our villagers have wrapped up their work for the day, we're not in a hurry anymore. We've got everything we need. We can actually end this season anytime we'd like. This is the spot. You can tell by the little edge of the river there, that little kind of like, see how it flows downwards there, almost like it's a miniature waterfall. That little edge of the textures that are extra there. And then we'll go through the burned village, which again, you could easily come through here and harvest these things, getting sticks and planks, but honestly, I'm not sure it's really worth your time now that you have villagers who can do all of the things. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this fast travel location somewhere useful for us. I have found as I've played this game more and more that you can build any number of these fast travel locations, right? Like there's nothing stopping you from building 12 fast travel locations. And if you saw my best build locations, I had a lot of fast travel locations built all over the map, just to make it simple on me to be able to travel from place to place. The problem is I don't like the clutter. I don't like how it clutters up my fast travel locations. It clutters up my travel between villages, and then I have to remember which one of these numbers goes to where again, and I probably could write it down, but that's not how my brain operates. So it's just handy to take these things and bring them where we need to bring them. You'll see on the ground here, these are known as iron sands. Iron sands are going to allow you to make that Takemasha steel, that really high quality steel, and we need to unlock different regions to take advantage of that. We are going to need the coastal swamps in order to build the forge, and the forge is going to allow us to build that one. You'll notice that I'm placing my fast travel location all the way here because, as you see, there's a special project here, and it's giving me great access to this area. When you think about taking this village, I just want to let you know that the type of enemy that sits here, the outlaw, they are fast and they use fast weapons. So you want to be mindful that these particular enemies are quicker than the others in the sense that their attack is going to allow them to cover a jumping distance. They're using tantos and knives, and they will move up on you rapidly. And their whole goal is just to get up in your face, just like all the rest of them. But with that faster weapon, it does tend to be a little more concerning. Just so you have a heads up on that. Oh, I can hold down E and drops all my items into here. What a win. Let's go check our needs. And it looks like we're looking for miners' workplace. Oh, it's just the miners' workplaces. Well, that is solvable. For here and for now and for where we are, we can continue to go one more day in this season if we wanted. We don't have to. And what might be nice is to be ahead of ourselves. So let's do one thing in advance of the next. Oops, that was not the one. Let's do one thing in advance of what we need to do. Let's build our mining workstation here. Now you might note as well, keeping in mind that you get free experience for any building you build for the first time. So it's not a bad idea to start thinking about what buildings do you want to construct just for the fun of it, so that you have them around. Look at that. Look at all those logs. See, that's why we do this. Now you also could start having people manufacture planks for you so that you don't have to do the work of making planks across the season or on your own time. But I find that it's easy to build them. Speaking of which, we'll build a couple of these up, and then it's going to be time to wrap this all up. We also have some premium conifers. Cool. Now, I'd selected 44, but I'm not actually going to build all 44. I'll stop it at some point soon here. It's really however many you want to get. I'm seeing something in the distance that makes me think I might have missed a tip here that we're going to have to go check on. Alright, that's 24 of them. That's a lot. Let's just go for this. Alright, boom, boom, and boom. Now, this region, I tend to, when I play this game, I tend to think of this as my, since it's the iron harvesting region, I tend to think of this as the place where I'm going to put my forges, where I'm going to put my smithies and things like that. I tend to envision this being the village where all that work happens, and I think I called it Iron River in my own kind of fun playthrough, just because I pictured it as such a place that was just constantly flowing with work. And let's see here, we got to go here and get a second miner's station. I did say we're out of straw, so I can just press Q and craft a single straw out of 2 grass, and apparently it counted as an unlock. I'll take that. There we go. But I would say that the thing you really want to do, and it's really simple, is to go to your village structures, and we want some workstations. We want this one, a drying rack. Where can we put it? Anywhere where it doesn't block travel is what I think. There we go. And because I've had a person working on this the whole time, constantly producing grasses, we don't have to worry about that need. Okay, perfect. We have a miner's workstation here. It's good to go. It's going to be ready for us for our next season. And, oh, right, that thing that I was saying. We got to go over here and see if maybe I missed an opportunity. Because that stuff sitting right there, if that turns out to be flax, then honestly, this might be... Oh, that's perfect. Okay, well then that was really worth it. I would say now, I would love to go back in time. I would say now, if you could, this is a thing that I would certainly think is worth you planting in a field. It's only plantable in, well, let's find out. Let's go make that seed bag and let's find out. It's plantable in only certain seasons, and you're going to note that this region also has, over there, this is hemp. In autumn, we'll be able to produce hemp. And honestly, I'm not going to stress about the fact that I didn't harvest the flax and then I made the flax, because flax is not as good at making linen in comparison to hemp. You're going to want to use hemp as your reason that you gain your linen. It's just more efficient. You're not required to do that, but I find it's more efficient. It costs less resources. And since they produce at about the same rate, why not? There we go. Now, we didn't have to make it to decide what season it works in. Oh, just summer, so that's only this season. Let's not worry about it. Let's just not stress about it. Let's just finish our projects. And now we have flax farming, because now we can make linen. Okay, y'all, this is it. If there were other things you wanted to do across the seasonal divide, this is the time to do it. Could you go here and liberate this region? Yeah, you could easily take care of this right now and get the 1,500 experience. By going through defeating the bandit leader up here in the cave, make sure you bring a lot of arrows. And then you build this project up here. And you've already built one of these before. You built one of those watchtowers right here. Could you also go and start on Segi? Oh, of course. You could do whatever you want, honestly. These areas are a little trickier, but let's just do these two. Let's get our unlocks done here. And if I want to get rid of my fast travels, I can right-click on them when I'm over them. There we go. Now I don't have to have these things on my map anymore, since I already have travel locations for them. Okay. We're going to... Oh, beautiful. Yeah, some of the environments, I just love how the moonbeams come through. It's gorgeous. Okay, you're going to notice that health is, again, one of those big concerns. Now, we are about to tear apart our population workload, so we have to be cautious about what jobs we're going to choose. I don't need the people in the carpentry station to be doing carpentry right now, because we aren't... It's not going to be a big deal. Let's do that. And then let's take a... Yeah, we don't need the stones right now. We can do that later. We'll take our carpenters. I would like to have the logs, but I don't think it's as big a deal as finishing this project right now. Fishermen's, the land field, I don't think we need this. Let's manage that job. Nah. Let's go back and let's change you out of here, and let's do the Iwasaki ore processing station. Stonemason station, I mean, that is taking care of maintenance for us, but I think we'll be okay. The forager's workplace is getting us grass, which is not having a major impact on us right now. And we have 2 more carpentry workstations that we can steal from, also miners. So looks like we are going to do fine here. We also could obviously have taken our person out of the hunter's workstation, since they are not really doing anything big for us. You'll see that maintenance just now took a major hit because we don't have the stonemason working on our chiseled rock. So if that is not ideal and you're sitting there like, ooh, no, I don't want that, then what we can do is go find that person who's working here. We'll change your job, and then we'll put you on the stonemason station and say, add this stuff up so that we can not lose that need, right? And then when we go back to our village, now look at that. Now we're okay. Now health, I don't like this, but we can easily make those potions next season. Let's change seasons. Again, you're going to see the animations. This one's going to be for what looks like the small bridge project, perhaps? Not quite sure yet. It usually shows us soon. Yeah, there we go. Small bridge project. And so we get similar animations for similar things. Segi is going to have a small bridge project. You'll see this again. You've already seen the watchtower animation. You'll see that one again when you do the Segi, when you do the mountains area watchtower. And again, we could have easily conquered that area before the end of the season. Let's check the map. Look at that. So we've finished the iron ore. We've unlocked a bunch of things you saw. Ooh, it says we got the tavern. Now that's going to be a huge deal because that allows us to take care of luxury needs, and it introduces a very, very important resource to us. Oh, look at you, friend. Did you just show up? And did you just show me that you're ready to be a part of my villages? Yes, you did. Okay, let's go to player village number 2. And now we're going to build that tavern. And we're also going to go get the hemp, because now we can actually... Oh, hi. Yes, you are a part of our villages. Absolutely. Let's go over here, gather up the hemp. We are going to plant this stuff, and we're going to get ourselves going on a harvest. And then we're going to start having access to linen, which is nice. Since our healing compress... Oh, that's my person's leg going sideways. Our healing compresses are going to require linen, and that's okay, because we're about to have a lot of it. We also are going to be able to harvest yellow chrysanthemum, which is a big deal because yellow chrysanthemum is a part of one of our key. It's a part of one of our key, our compress, right? It's one of our compresses. We build this tavern, and then I'm going to show you the big thing that happened here, which is 100% the reason why we are going to be able to advance further in the game. And then from there, I'll say, for our second round of Beginner's Guide, I hope that this has been super helpful for you. Oh my goodness, these are long videos. I do very much hope that these are helpful, and that I hope it's not too big a deal that they're so long. If you want them shorter, please do throw some comments down there that say, whoa dude, these are too long, like, too much. But I'm trying to do a talking you through it thing, and just casually, slowly, and make sure that you get all the details you need in a slower and easier just to hear and process way, or just, hopefully just an enjoyable listen in the background. All right, oops, and there we go. Obviously I can do some not enough resources, sticks for the lose. Oh, sticks, always sticks. It's just always sticks. There we go. You're killing me, sticks. There we go. Let's do this. Now, of course, we're going to need more sticks for the stuff inside. So after this, I'm just going to run. And we're going to go to our location. We also have a lot of jobs to reassign, so don't lose track of that. Oh, we got another person over here already, too. Oi. Oops, that was incorrect. I don't want to do it like that. There we go. Let's get a whole mess of sticks here. And then let's... That was not what I meant to do. I apologize. We got a few more coniferous planks in here. And then we'll finish this up. Now, if we need to build another house for our new guy here... Oh, no, he's just... That's the same guy as before. I just haven't placed him in a house yet, so he's feeling not like he's welcomed yet. Alright, look at all the sticks. Good thing we went back in here and did that. Now, obviously, this building is a fun one to decorate, as it is meant to be a central location for gathering. It's not going to start with much. Oh, another hammer down. There we go, and it will be helpful for you to build your food storage in this village next. And obviously your straw. There we go, that counts as the completed one. We're going to go make our cooking pot, and then we're going to be done. Now, let's see here. We got to go back to Sasogi because, you know, Sasogi has all of the things for us. Right now, Sasogi is really our main source of pretty much everything, so we are rather dependent on Sasogi at this time. Iron tools have been unlocked, by the way, so we can now start constructing them, and our workers can start using them and producing. They'll start producing more resources based upon the higher quality good that they have. We do want to make sure that we have enough iron ore for our cooking pots, and we want to have a little more, just a little more, because we're going to do something with this. We're going to make the big cooking pot cooking location, and that's going to absolutely level up our food needs. Although I will say, cooked rice still is a serious win when it comes down to it. It's hard to beat 10 rice and 1 water for 40 food needs. That's really hard to beat. That is a sunken earth with a big cooking pot. We don't even need to upgrade it. You now have access to excellent meals. Oh, there it is. So it was this meal. Now I can make note of that. So these are going to give you 75. This says liberate. Nope, this says liberate Aratani, and this is also an Aratani quest. Yeah, so these two are done through Aratani, so this is the only freebie you can get. I wouldn't recommend going for the vegetable meals, though. In all honesty, they're just not as efficient as, say, the fish meals. Ryujin's Wrath is a very good one. And a generous serving of delicious fish and greens, and if we do this, it's 2 fish. And the reason I don't like this one is because it's 2 fishes, but this one's 1 fish, I believe. This one's still good, though. And again, here, check it out. I mean, we crafted for the first time, we get a bonus. That's 70 meat needs for our villagers. Oh, jeez. That's huge. We definitely need that. We can also start taking care of luxury needs when it shows up. And our last thing that we'll do that I want to show you before we're done here is what we do with hemp, so that you know what's up and you know why I said that we would want to get to hemp as a resource, and then you can start making choices. And ideally, what I would do next is I'm going to get a farmer on hemp because they can grow it in autumn, and I have a land field available for them. Land seed big, there's hemp, we'll make it. Hey, and we get 100 experience. When we go to the loom, linen, 4 hemp fibers makes us a linen, 5 flax. Well, that's exactly why I said it was more efficient to go with this one. Alright, with that, we'll take our population, and we have a lot of unemployed individuals. Oops, you are employed. Let's go to you and assign you a job in our land field. And no, that's not what's going to work out. There we go. 360 fibers is going to make a lot of linen for us. You are going to need to get assigned on some other areas. The water field is good, and I think we could do more here if we wanted. But obviously, whenever you reassign them, you need to tell them to do the work again. Okay, that's 33 logs. Let's do a thing here, because we have a ton of points I didn't take care of. So, we have 5 points here. I think worker productivity, let's watch. Let's just ramp it up right away. 3 there. Better barter deals? Sure, why not? New structures. I'm a sucker for new structures. We haven't done any farming yet, but that's what it is. I do think that these are good ones to take, since healthcare is a bit of a not fun thing to deal with, so I tend to take that one. This could be a good one, since I am looking forward to getting the big unlock later here for our other skill. Let's see here. That makes it so we don't have much. Your max food stat increases. I don't find that to be very valuable, but we could. Let's go for that one. Why not? And we have a ton of this, so now you can do a lot here as well. And here I do go with parry because I think that parry is the one thing I need more of. I need to be cautious with that one. This is the best thing you can get. Masterful Skinner, you get tons of resources. And a powerful charge. Yeah, why not? Seasoned Shooter makes the bows last longer. Not a big deal. Improving parry time, I like this one because I don't time it right every time. And then of course here, Way of the Monk would be nice. Focus is nice. Extra hit points is fine. Alright, and at this point it's really up to you what you want to do with your workers. I mean, we just got a lot. Let's look at our carpentry station person. We were making 33 before. You notice I have to actually go in and manually add it, right? Like now I have to go to my workers and I have to manually add the increase that they just got. So that's a bit of a not enjoyable part of things. I'd like it if it automatically happened, but you will go in and you can increase. And now we've gotten the most we can out of our jobs. And this still matches the amount of fish we have, so that's handy. Now, before we leave for this episode, let's have the satisfaction of getting everything done in our village, right? Alright, you're new to our area. Let's get you in a home. get you ready to go. And let's get you in a home and get you ready to go. Now, what we can do here, and what I really want now, we made these miner stations for a reason, right? There's a reason that we went with the Iwasaki area. Check that out. 57 iron ore. Now, I do have stone pickaxes, but let's take the ones out of here. Well, now hold on, 74. 57? Yes. So this is why we wanted these iron tools. You'll note that our workload capacity is 57, so that's base. Our tool gives us a multiplier on that. And as we go over here and highlight here, iron pickaxe of 1.3, so a 30% increase on this. That's nice. We can get better tools over time, but for now, honestly, this is going to carry you forward. This is going to do the job. If I need 15 ore per pickaxe, then this is taking care of a lot of things for me. Alrighty, well that being the case, you know what I'm going to do next, which is that it's all iron. Like, these people in this village are all on the iron. Okay, you there. I believe that you're in that same area, and now it's time for something else to happen, which is that I want to have... Well, actually, I don't have better tools for you, but I also want to have premium conifers. Why not? I mean, here I am. You'll notice that there's a little bit under for our workload. I could get a fraction of a percentage. The question of whether I can get more out of this deal is, yeah, there you go. I can get 1 coniferous log. Now, is that worth a stone tool to you? It's up to you. It is for me because I want to maximize their production, and I can build a stone axe for nothing, right? So why not? And 1 extra coniferous log, I mean, it's what it is. It's not a big deal. Let's go here, and let's get our person going. Now, we'll say that they can do the 1, and then we get our premiums, and there we go. Now I am wasting, you could say, a stone pickaxe on this. Is it worth kind of spreading the load evenly? I've done a little checking on that, and no, it is not. You should have 1 person maximized on a type of job, as in 1 person is doing all premium conifer logs, and then somewhere else somebody's doing all coniferous logs. It just does not pay off to try to min-max it or alter the percentages. It doesn't come out better. You're not going to get an advantage in there anywhere. Let's see what you've got. Now, I've already got 1 guy out there doing that. I think I need my well. No, I believe we're good there. We need somebody here. And again, as you assign your workers, please do note that you're going to see that they are not starting at the maximum percentage. That once we put them back into their work slots, they're not at where they were at before. Carpentry workstation, you will be building things with logs for a while. You can start to make decisions as to what you want to do at this point for these, for some of these things, right? Because you don't necessarily need a ton of these carpenters anymore. And at some point, we could do something different. Like, if you'd like to, you could say, well, I don't feel like making planks anymore. And there you go. Now they're going to make the planks for me. You notice that this takes care of our maintenance needs. I want chiseled stone to take care of that because it's easier and cheaper for me to make. But I don't mind having somebody else make the planks for me so I don't have to make them anymore. So this is kind of like a creature comfort thing. And we found this adds. You'll note that its multiplier 0.01, or sorry, 0.05, 1.05, which is a 5% increase is kind of like a, not that great. You could definitely get an iron adds. Now this does cost you logs. You'll see it is taking me 38 coniferous logs out of the 69 in the inventory. If I start building things, I'm not going to have an inventory supply of these. So I don't tend to do this because I want to be in control of when those things happen, because I tend to need those logs for things. But later in the game, this definitely switches over where it's kind of like a, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. I want somebody else in charge of this. If you're going to have somebody working on a smelter, firewood is a great way to go. I might keep this person on that one just for now, just to explore that idea. And then we did have a miner here, and we did have them going for stone. I don't want to lose that because we do need to get chiseled stone for some projects that are coming up, and also because it's a really handy way to get maintenance taken care of, right? So that's a very big deal for us. You're going to note that at the end of one of our seasons and at the start of the next one, this is what happens to you. You end up sitting here having to refresh all of the workloads that you had before. You end up having to reassign your guys or your girls to what they were doing. So yeah, this does become a thing you have to do. And at this point, I think it might not be a bad idea to consider having villagers more focused on the other village. I also can go to this route to say, hey, I really want to not have to wait for the straw to get done. I might want somebody else doing this. And it's okay to have somebody else in charge of it, because I know I have 240 coming. I think I'm going to be a little sad shortly here, though, because I got to that, and I can't make more. So I'm clearly low on grasses. I could go around and I could gather more to take care of the rest, or I could just up this all the way and you'll see it doesn't increase, and then I can go try to find some more. That's an option for me. And you, honestly, I don't think I want this person here anymore. So I'm going to click on improvised bed, and I want them to go to the second village here, and I want to put them here. Now, the tavern. So we have some options here. Your tavern keeper can give you water, luxury jobs, and healthcare jobs. Hey, look at that. That takes care of our needs, and it only costs me water. Yes, please. So now that's a great thing. We're still over on water. We don't have to worry about making potions anymore, and it's just a worker in a job. And we're taking care of luxury jobs before they even show up. That's not bad. Buildings like the tavern and the tea house are here for that purpose. Tea house we did unlock, and since we're talking about unlocks, and since we're thinking about it, it's worth noting that now that we can make the healing compress, that is the thing we're going to want to do. Oh yeah, and you might notice that yellow chrysanthemum has started to show because it is autumn. When we go here, this is unlocked. That's why I was talking about linen right there, is because this is going to do the job for us. We'll need linen. We can't do this till we liberate Aratani, which will be in our, I guess next video if people want another video on this. And again, if you prefer the long form version of this, that is awesome. I'm happy to do that because I can talk through these things easily, and it's kind of fun to take you through the process and be able to talk through what you do, so you can have this just playing in the background. I will also work on making kind of like a highlight thing where it's kind of a little more rapid, a little like quicker tips. I'll get through that one at some point here soon. There we go. Tons of straw. And by the way, at some point, if you don't like and you're kind of like, these roofs look so not cool, you can upgrade to a thatch roof. And I just think that, didn't I just have straw? Oh man, I apparently have a project in here that is eating straw up. And I know exactly who it is. Oh, that's not good. So that means that I have somebody going way too hard on making ropes. So now that's a thing worth noting. I want to be able to build these things. Maybe it's worth me considering that I don't need this person making, or I know I do need this person making straw. I need more conduits for this. So what I'm seeing now is that my next sets of workers, I really want more people gathering grasses for me, and I want more people getting straw for me, since this is a bummer. I really wanted to finish up that roof there, because it's going to look like a straw roof. It's going to look good. That being the case, I can either go through and pick a bunch of grasses, which there's a good solution to this if you're interested. Head on in here and make your kama for the first time ever. It's going to take you 10 iron, which is expensive. But when we have our kama, we can run out here and we can just speed run through any area we want and just kind of start clicking and cutting. And that's going to take down these grasses rapidly. We can even go to regions that have more grasses and tear them down. You'll see that we're already at 43. That's not bad. The only problem we have is getting stamina back up. And if you sweep your camera, or if you sweep your character's view sideways, you can tend to get a couple extra. Just because it's a wide sweeping motion. And we want to connect with the graphic in order to get it. So now where are we at? 92? We can get over 100, and then we can go to that little station and we can get a nice chunk of things. Now, will that grow back over time? Oh yeah. We're good. This will be a nice little area that we can get a large collection. It is worth noting that this is one of those places that if you want, the energy drink is a really handy little potion to give you a boost. And then you won't have to be worried about your stamina dropping. There is no advantage or disadvantage to doing the Alulia grass or doing the bamboo grass. It's about the same either way. Alright, if we've done that, now we can handcraft it, which you saw before, but that costs you 2 to 1, 2 grasses per 1 straw. And really all we have to do is head over here and drop 100 of those in there. We are good to go. And then we can drop the rest of the grasses in here. You'll notice that it immediately became 53 because our job demanded more, and now it will supply more. So we are going to look in here and see that we're already on 4 straw. What was our amount? 18 straw. Whatever will we do in the time between now and then? I think we've already taken care of all of our needs. We're still in the green, which is exactly where we want to be. I think we should go up on villages, or villages in population. This would be a really convenient time too for you to go in here and realize, hey, wait, I noticed that when I built that tool for the first time, I got a bunch of experience. Yeah, by all means, go through here and make as many of those as you can get away with. And then consider building another mining workstation and finding more villagers and tossing them on iron so that you are just overproducing iron as quickly as you can. There we go. In the time it took to talk about all that, boom. We now have a beautiful roof, and I love that style. I just think that that's the way to go. It looks nice. And now that we're starting to mass produce, we're in a good way. Y'all, thank you for joining me for the second edition here, and thank you for suggesting that you wanted it so that I could help out with this. You take care and have a wonderful experience playing your game, and a wonderful day.